Hello everybody and welcome to Richmond Oval. It's the continuation of round 7 in the SANFL after last night's incident-packed clash between the Redlegs and the Roosters at Norwood Oval. But more on that later. We'll bring you some vision of what went on in that unusual situation at Norwood Oval last night. Well, today it's West Adelaide and Sturt. 3 plays 2. 4 wins and 1 loss apiece. A big clash, an important one as both teams challenge for top spot on the ladder. Joining us this afternoon down on the boundary line, Mark Nayley. Mark, a big game at Norwood Oval last night, full of incidents and action.
Yeah, definitely Friday football's here to stay, Dave, but last night some ugly scenes there at Adelaide Oval, especially with Gary McIntosh, the first league player to be sent off in the history of our competition. But that wasn't that bad. I mean, the game was a good standard of football, a great game with Norwood coming out on top. But, David, this weekend there's more important things. As you know, it's Mother's Day tomorrow on Sunday, and there's one old lady down in Tasmania, I'm sure, is waiting for their phone call. And that'll be from her big 6'10" son in Michael Parsons. So to Doreen, happy Mother's Day from me tomorrow at least.
Much, Mark, but I'm not so sure that she'll be pleased with the adjective of old. But nevertheless, the football last night, a lot of incidents. Chris McDermott has come out and said spectators shouldn't be allowed on the Oval at 3/4 time, so I'm sure we'll talk about that a little later on. But here at Richmond Oval, a fabulous day, perfect weather conditions, and really looking forward to seeing who could possibly end up at the top of the tables after this clash today, David.
No doubt about that. And of course, Mother Doreen down in Tasmania, big fella, I'm sure she'll be looking for a Mother's Day present from you. As we go to Gary Window, who joins us. Gary, like the chrysanthemum, it looks pretty good.
Happy Mother's Day to everyone out there. It's a terrific weekend.
Before you go any further, I'm going to take you to... it was a great call on radio last week, your call over the Sean Wren incident where he was caught holding the ball.
I think it was, and that was great to call that. We was robbed, but it was good stuff.
Well, I might take you up on that a little bit later.
I wish we had a bit more time. I know you're an umpires, man.
And before we go much further...
Wrong decision. No, you're not getting away with this. Wrong decision.
All right, we might cover that later. He ducked his head, by the way. I reckon Sean Wren's a terrific player. He was dead set stiff. Happy birthday, Mr. President. It's Max Bashir's 71st birthday today. Now, I was going to do a little song, you know, one of those little Marilyn Monroe things, but they told me... Don't sing, Macca. Whatever you do, don't do the happy birthday, Mr. President routine on today's show. As we go to the Premiership table, an interesting top 3. Port Adelaide, West Adelaide and Sturt all lost a game last week, Gary.
How important is this game today between West and Sturt at Richmond? 4 wins and 1 loss each. That'll be a ripper. Centrals, the Eagles, Norwood, right down there, North, Glenelg and South.
Norwood, of course, won last night, got over North Adelaide, so they pick up another game there, and that will put them in a position to challenge the Eagles inside the 5. Leading goal kickers, this is after round 6. Adam Richardson, who has missed the last 2 games, Gary, sits on top with 15 goals 8.
They always play well when he's back. It'll be interesting to see how he goes today. They need him. O'Brien there with 15, going right down to Jones. Has been great for Centrals with his 11 from the half-forward line.
Paul Evans, the Port Adelaide full forward, 14-5 from 4 games. A pretty good effort, but called up by the power. We won't see him advancing his score, I don't think, in the next few weeks. These sides have met 3 times last year. West Adelaide, Gary, you might remember, in that round 5 clash, were in all sorts of trouble. They'd lost 4 on the trot. They kicked 8 goals to 1 in the first quarter to completely demoralise Sturt. And they got a little bit better in round 14, where they weren't under so much pressure at Loxton, but just got home with the points.
They certainly did. And then round 23 at Adelaide Oval, Sturt turned the turntables there, 10-22. What bad kicking to beat West Adelaide 6-9. That augurs for a big game today.
As we go down to Mark Nardi, West Adelaide last week against the Eagles, Mark, you were there watching that clash. They were pretty ordinary for 3 1/4 quarters, but their final 20 minutes was just terrific.
Yeah, we saw them the week before that also, David, come home with a storm full of goals, but last week, I mean, they had their chances to get up there, but a couple of Eagles players and Pays, I mean, the big Ps, it was Pays, Pyman, and also Pesh wouldn't allow them to get back in the game, but today, at their home ground, Sturt undermanned, I reckon West will get up.
Well, what about that, Gaz? West Adelaide to get up? Sturt are no easy beats, no doubt about that.
Home ground, and they'll want to hit back hard, Sturt, because they've done some hard work early in the year. I can see a bit of a great game. Oh, yeah, toss a coin. Probably West at home, might be right.
Fair enough. Well, Michael Taylor will be looking for a win. After 4 wins and a loss, he'll be looking to get the Bloods back on the winning list.
I lost to the Eagles last week, your first for the year.
proof that nobody in the competition can be taken lightly?
I think you're right there, Mick. I think that we played 15 minutes of footy and nearly won it. I thought we were second to the ball, and I thought they just outplayed us through the midfield, and especially early, they got away to a flyer. 4 or 5 goals in front, and we were catching up all the time. And it's so true. I think no game's easy.
You were 40 points down at one stage in the last quarter. You got back to within 10.
Yes.
What was the turnaround? What changed?
I think we got the ball out of the centre, and our forwards played in front. And I think we had one forward to kick 4 goals, and a little Matthew Power come on and kicked a couple of goals. So he was a bit of a spark there, but we looked a bit flat last week.
And what's your impressions of the way Sturt have developed over the last 2 seasons?
Yes, it's interesting, isn't it? Big rap for them, actually. I think they've got a terrific balance there. They've got a terrific forward line. They've got Atkins in the middle, or as a rover, a ruck rover. And their back line have been very stable for a year and a half. And that's what you look at as an opposition coach, and just see how many players they're using per year, and who's the new players coming in, and stability is the most important thing. And I think they're the most stable club at the moment this year, with injuries in and out.
And top spot potentially up for grabs this week. What does that mean to you this week?
Well, it means a lot, I think. I think we've got away to a good start. We can't, go back on that. I think the last 2 years we've got away bad starts. This week's extremely important, and I'm sure it's extremely important to Phil as well from Sturt. So winning is a habit, isn't it? If you keep winning, you keep going on, and if you lose a couple, you're back with the field, and it becomes fairly difficult.
Michael, who do you see as your key players in this week's game?
I think we need a lift from our on-ballers. I think that's imperative that we get first use of the ball, and give our forwards an opportunity to play one out with their backmen. I think that's the key of the game.
Where do you think you can win it?
I think, again, on the ball. I think that if those guys on the wings, and the centreman's been in terrific possession rate, young Matthew Toomey, and I think that if he can get some run off the half-back line and get it up to the forwards very quickly, we're capable of scoring 15 goals plus.
Yeah, a couple of fair points there, as we probably just got the boys a little early there, Gary, couple with their pants down.
I was going to say, their pants down, getting ready for the game. You can see how the many different players relax. Some relax. I like to do that, David. Lay around, think about your game. You get many trying to warm up, the nervous energy, just getting rid of a bit before they go out there.
Yeah, I always like to get out, move around, and go to a little bit of nervous energy. Well, one fellow who would be willing the bloods on is their vice-captain, Anthony Bannock.
Anthony, a great start to the year so far. A bit of a hiccup last week, but you must be pleased with the way things are travelling.
Yeah, well, before last week we'd won our 4 first games, so I don't think we'd had a start like that for quite some time, but last week we were pretty ordinary, and we only played really 10 or 15 minutes of footy, and just we were a little bit off the mark, I suppose.
And this week against Sturt, you'd expect them to be pretty tough?
We always usually have a good battle with Sturt, and we're really looking forward to redeeming what we did last week. Yeah,
and it's at Richmond Oval. Do you put much credence in the home ground advantage?
Well, a lot of sides seem to enjoy playing here, the wide open spaces. So I don't think there's much of a home ground advantage here, because just of those results. But we're looking forward to winning at home this week.
Yeah. And who do you think would be the key players for you guys this week?
Obviously, in the ruck around the centre, they're fairly strong on ball. The forwards, have been a little bit down the last 2 weeks, and they know that. And they're looking forward to getting on top early and getting the start that we need.
And you guys in the back line, no doubt, would be looking to supply the run to give the opportunities.
Oh, for sure. We've had a good start. We've gelled together fairly well. It's been a fairly settled lineup back there, so hopefully, we can still give plenty of drive.
A couple of good points made there, Michael Parsons, as we look at the West Adelaide lineup.
Is for sure. We see the ruckman, I think, is going to take a critical role this week. Watkins, he really did have his colours lowered last week against the Eagles, and up against another quality player in Feast this week. So Watkins, a really big challenge. We see Symes going into centre half forward. Didn't get a lot of the ball last week, but he's going to be key. And obviously Adam Richardson coming back in after his injury. If he can get a lot of the ball, I think they really will be a danger, and very hard to stop for Sturt. Pretty good. Sorry, David?
Ben Marsh, the Crows rookie player, listed for his first game of the season on the interchange bench.
Yeah, it'd be very interesting to see how he goes in this competition. It's a great day for him, be able to get out there and use the spaces. So, we'd be really looking forward to seeing him getting some of the ball and displaying the skills that he's got.
Thanks, Michael. As we go to Gary Window, Sturt's performance over the last 5 weeks been terrific, Gary. 4 wins and a loss. They were challenging for top spot before they went down last week.
David, they've been terrific, but it's all revolves around Feast in the ruck. He'd probably be the best player in the SNFL at the moment, and with him dropping back in defence, they're always a very good side. They need Atkinson, who I had a bit of a downer last week, to come back, but they got some damn good players, Sturt, and that's why this will be a beauty.
Central, your side, were very good Friday night under lights at Adelaide Oval. They played the Oval beautifully. I don't think Sturt played that badly, to be honest.
No, I'm sure that's right, David. No, everyone's been trying to sort of put the soft tag on Centrals again this year. No. I reckon that's to their disservice, because they'll be there in the finals round. They played very well last week.
Well, one fellow would be keen to fire the Double Blues up as Phil Carman, who would be well and truly aware that last week's loss brought the Double Blues back to earth.
Phil, a 38-point loss to Centrals last Friday night, your first loss for the year. What's been the wash-up out of that?
Well, actually, Tuesday night was probably the best we'd trained for a number of weeks, so the boys have been on a bit of a high. We'd won 10 out of 10 in the minor round, and you can't keep winning, so I think it's really woken them up.
And the guys you brought into the club this year, how have you seen their performances?
Well, Barnaby French is getting so much better each week. He's really starting to grab the footy now. He was a bit low on the marks early, but he was very good last week. Mervyn Continuary has gradually improved with each game. Jared Twitt, the other little rover, he's performed. We've only been giving him sort of half a game at the moment, but those 3 players are pretty important, because we haven't had quality rovers at the club for a while, so those 2, along with Barnaby, are making an enormous difference.
And this week, it's second against third, with top spot possibly up for grabs. What's that mean to you?
We obviously want to remain in the top 3, so it's our aim to win. We've won 4. We don't want to lose 2 in a trot, and we're in the same situation as West, so they're going to be pretty hard. But it's a pretty important game for both clubs. So 5-6 is better than 4-6.
Who do you see as your main players this week?
Well, obviously, Feasty has been in sensational form for each game. He's set himself such a high standard. I thought he played pretty well last week, and people didn't acknowledge that. Brody Atkinson had a downer last week, but I believe that both he and Simon are really critical to us performing well. And Brady in the centre hasn't been getting a lot of the ball that he would have late last year, but his work ethic around the ground is tremendous. So we need those 2, but against West Adelaide we're going to need the whole 18 or 21 players really performing.
Yes, it's a team effort, the Double Blues. Short time ago, Gary, we've got this vision and interesting warm-up exercise.
They certainly are. They're warming the body up there. You've got to get it going now. That must be just before they come out on the ground. You need to get it going. Look at Atkinson there in the background, the vice-captain, really getting into him. You need that now because it's such an important game. Players will have to lift today too. Burton up at full forward there, the blonde lad, you'll have to really get going.
Well, one fellow who will be particularly keen to fire the Double Blues up is their vice-captain, Brody Atkinson.
Brody, a loss last Friday night against Centrals. What was the coach's reaction to that?
Oh, he was obviously disappointed about the game, but after a good start of the year, he thought that the bubble was going to burst sooner or later. And looking at the 3 sides which hadn't lost, then it was sort of an indication that everyone was due for one.
And West Adelaide have had a good start to the year as well. You'd be expecting a tough game this weekend.
Yeah, they've started very well, like us, and having a loss on the weekend, you expect them to fight back, and so are we, so it'll be a good game.
And the build-up this week, what's it been like? Have you done anything special?
No, it's been the same old as we have right from the start of the year. It's worked for us over the last 5 weeks, so we've just got the same routine.
Fantastic. And why do you reckon Sturt can get a win this weekend?
Basically because we may have learnt from last week. We probably weren't as well prepared as what we should have been. We probably thought we were a lot better than what we were. And just going into this week, we're not relaxed and we're pretty fired up to get another win on the board.
And your own form, how have you seen that this year?
Yeah, it's been a little bit up and down, obviously getting a little bit more attention, and I've had to try and cope with that, but I've did a few things over the week and watched a couple of videos, so hopefully they can turn around this weekend.
I'm sure you'll get a lot of the ball. Good luck.
Thanks, Bruce.
Thanks, Bristles. He gets a lot of the ball, Brody Atkinson. Mark Naley rejoins us, Atkinson named in the middle, and Phil Carman looking for a lift from his centre man.
Yeah, I think you have to. I mean, he's a champion player. Last year's McGarry medalist, Gary Window, but a few players out there that I'm looking forward to. That number, that Catanari. Cataneri.
He's been terrific, hasn't he?
Exciting play. And young Twit started the first game of the season. He was absolutely sensational. Since then, it's been a little bit quiet, but I'm looking forward to a big performance. The weather conditions are perfect here at Richmond Oval, and I reckon the smaller players like him and Irvine on the wing are coming back, and Powell in the back pocket, wide on the full forward line there in the pocket, and Big Burton at full forward. It's going to be a great day for football.
Oh, certainly beautiful. The Richmond Oval, Doug Thomas, if you're listening, he will be. It's absolutely perfect down here. I remember playing here back in 1958. How do you like that with the under-19s? Long while ago, but this oval has certainly improved. And this is going to be a great game. I agree with you on Twit, the lad from Canberra, and Cataneri, those smaller players around Feast. They have to work off him. Feast has been exceptionally good this year.
Mark, the key is perhaps French at centre-half forward and Soderstrom at centre-half back.
Now, I was about to mention French. He's been sort of lurking back on the half-back line, taking a few big grabs. Started at centre-half back. Now we see Soderstrom, who's played there over the last couple of seasons, been put back there. Geddy's also alongside him. With Maloney. That's not a bad half-back line with Powell and Fred Gold and Robertson. They really have got the experience, but they're still missing the big fella Barry Stanville, centre-half forward. A player like that's just too important to lose.
And the players are now out on the field. There's Brodie Atkinson, fellas. A poor game last week by Phil Carman's assessment, and it's very rare that he plays two bad ones in a row.
Well, he's the quick hands out of the centre they really need. When he gets that going, North Adelaide do it too. Those quick hands can often stop the bodies hitting in if you get it away quick enough. The man in your screen will be a very integral part of that happening for Sturt. They'll have to do it. West, after last week, are going to hit in hard at the body all day, and they'll certainly need big goals from the big
Adam
forward.
Richardson.
Have a look at him.
Size, he's mean, he's tough. The tattoos, the Harley parked out in the backyard. Have a look at him, Adam Richardson. He is a 100 goal kicker a season player. Just give him the chance, keep him fit.
What's he kicked already? He's kicked
15 goals, 8, yeah.
15-8, and that's David Mackay. How'd you like to stand him?
No, thanks. That's one I'd rather not have, Gary. I might leave that to a little bloke like Mark Nayley. I think there'd be a few squirrels floating around the forward line if Mark was on him.
He's certainly a big player. They'll be looking for him today. He's been out for the last couple of weeks. Have a look at his kicking action here. Beautiful conditions. The turf in wonderful condition.
Now, Gary, he lost 15 kilos in the off-season. Looked very fit in the opening 4 rounds of the year. But I suspect he's put perhaps 5 or 6 back on in the last 2 weeks while he's had the leg injury. And there on screen is Scotty Robinson. Now, fellas, Gary Window, you might know, Scotty Robinson took a game off 2 weeks ago to get married to Rachel.
You're joking.
Now,
I didn't even take time off to have babies.
And we've even got a shot of the couple, courtesy.
She must be a good sort. Who's that?
Of the advertiser. That's Rachel.
She must be a real good sort. That's all I can say.
Well, she's got to be to get a bloke to take a lead game off for Gary to get married.
Stop playing footy. That's unbelievable. In this modern age, isn't it terrific from the old days when you sort of... The poor old wife was set home, mind the kids, and we get out and play the footy.
Well, Phil Carman might place him in the back pocket, but I think Rachel's got him under the thumb.
It's not a good way to start. And that for Mother's Day too. It's terrific to see the young people getting together, and certainly that'll be a start of, we hope, of a wonderful marriage.
Brett Heaver and screen. Important in the second half last week, Mark. I thought his first half was pretty ordinary, but his second half was quite strong.
Yeah, another player that seems to find he's have those leg injuries, whether it's a hamstring or whether it's a calf or whether it's a drive. He just seems to find them, but he needs to find a little bit of form. Last week wasn't a good opening to him, so I reckon it's a little bit more fitness, match fitness that is.
Chris Threadgold,
today we'll see him go well.
Chris Threadgold has won the toss for the Double Blues and is kicking to the left of screen to the northern end of Richmond Oval. The Oval, of course, for those of you at home, faces north and south just by the Adelaide Airport.
Well, that's where the prevailing winds go. It doesn't look much breeze here today, though. The trees over there. What's Doug with his Doug has done with his windsock now, boys?
He's lost it again. It down to confuse us, I'm sure.
Mark, you were impressed with Matt Toomey last week. His game in the middle, over 30 possessions, was just terrific.
Yeah, ex-Nord player, came across here first season with the Bloods, but he was very good last week. He's had a very good start to the season, David. But today, I mean, playing at home, I mean, this home ground advantage, playing in Richmond in front of their home ground. They've got the barbecue going, they've got the beer booth going as well. It really is a great atmosphere here at Richmond Oval.
Greg Mellor, the skipper and screen, named at full forward. He's been used all over the ground, Gary. Half-back flank, centre-half-back, centre-half forward, full forward. He seems to be the odd jobs man.
He certainly do that again today, I think. And you'd think they'd start Richardson there. I don't know if they've got some doubt about his leg again, but if Mellor starts there, he can get him from anywhere. Half forward he even looks good at, but I like him around goals.
I think Michael Taylor, Gary, is playing the Mellor on the lead and Richardson, the stay-at-home bodying type player in the goal square.
And I think there should be more of that, because the big blokes I like down there in the square, if they're one out, as you saw Lockett last night, they certainly make a big difference down near the goals.
The Sturt players just huddle, as we're used to seeing. 13 is Adam Lang, a young Western Australian player. 14 is Robertson. 2 is Atkinson. 31 is Barnaby French. They've really got a tall side, Gary, haven't they?
They certainly are, and they'll need White and Burton up forward today. These conditions will suit them. They are a big side. They can grab the ball high. It's going to be very good as they go into huddle. It's good to see that teams get together today. The percentages of both sides are interesting, 53.14, 55. Probably Sturt with the better defence. There's the huddle again out there. You see Big Richardson, number 16. He's going to be an integral part of this game today.
Chris Barrett, number 12, just having a stretch.
7, there's that Barker, is it?
Who has been terrific this year at centre-half forward.
John Parker, yes, the first I saw of him last week, and I tell you what, he looked very capable across the half-back line.
I thought he was one of their few winners last week. He did a great job on Neiman, and we saw him early in the year at centre-half forward, right on the job.
I tell you, where the SNFL do right, though, isn't it? There's these two good sides. One coached by Michael Taylor. What an ornament to the game he's been in South Australia and over with Collingwood. And also Sturt, coached by Phil Carman. Well, what can you say about Phil? I reckon it's been terrific the way he's coached. I never thought he'd make as good a coach as he has after his very colourful football career in many states.
Mark Nailey's just spotted Malcolm Blight and John Reid walking into Richmond Oval. Nails on the job, I guess.
Yes, they need to be every Saturday afternoon. They're not playing tomorrow afternoon against the West Coast Eagles, so I'm sure the boys will be out just checking how their players are going.
Benny Marsh, their young rookie, there he is on screen. Now the big fella's 6'9". Now Tom Gilligan has resigned from the club this week, and Mark Stevens has had a knee reconstruction, so they've got certainly one, maybe two, well certainly two vacancies, maybe three, and you just wonder how Marsh's performance is going to show up today in front of the two supremos of the Crows.
Well, he'd want to do it because they'll certainly be looking to how he performs. That could be why they're here. It's just interesting to look at the leaders in the Best Player Award in the SANFL. Simon Feast leads with 9. Nick Pesha was brilliant last week with 6. And Nails, Matthew Toomey is on 6. That's a brilliant performance. So third, so some good players up there. Lucas Herbert, who played well last week, in 4th position.
Well, stay with us from 2 till 5 today as we bring you the SANFL Round 7 match of the day. It's Sturt and the Bloods. Second plays third, a big clash. Stay with us till 5. Your commentators, Mark Nailey and Gary Window.
Yes, this will be a big one. Good crowd here at the Richmond Oval. Wonderful conditions. And this will be a beauty. Second, West Adelaide playing Sturt third. Absolute beauty. They both lost last week. What will happen today? Usually rough and ready. SANFL football live on the ABC from the Richmond Oval. Feast does it straight away. Brilliant play. Gets it away to Robertson for Sturt. The double blues into attack over the 50-metre line, but it's all West Adelaide there, and getting away as Miles goes to the outer side, centre wing position, out of play for a throw-in. Beautiful conditions. Have a look at there on your screen. The sun's out. It's a nice cool day. About 19, I reckon it'll be 18, 19. Absolutely sensational day for footy. You'll see it live, all on ABC Sport. There's a throw-in. French up from behind, couldn't get it out. They battle there, thrown wide. Sturt can go into attack with the right foot kick into the half-forward line. Big White there, can't mark. Off hands, Bannock goes in there. Good body work. Down to Miles for the Bloods. He goes long around centre wing. They battle for the ball there. Kick off the ground by Heaver is good play. It's Feast in the way. That's where he drops back across half back. He gets it away, but it's Barrett for West Adelaide. Long going in looking for Ed Richardson. That's good body work. Heaver's got it onto the right foot. He centres it in looking for Richardson. Up there, the big grab. He didn't take it. He goes around on the wrong foot. Now back on the left foot. Is he back with a goal from his first kick? He is. What a wonderful start to the big man. Oh, he loved that, and that was a good movement. They go to 1 goal west, leading Sturt yet to score.
A great opening by Adam Richardson, coming back from his hamstring-related or back-related hamstring injury. Look at the size of the fella here. Just takes on Threadgold. Threadgold, not a great deal of urgency. Richardson was. He wanted the football, and you know full forwards, Gary Window, they love kicking goals.
That was a brilliant movement by the big fella, and what a start for him after coming back. He looks mean, he looks tough, but you like that as a full forward, and that was a great start to the game.
31 goals from 10 games to the big full forward. Certainly got an impressive record. Feast paddles it down. He could almost have taken it away. Powell went over the top of it. Crashing through was Symes. Dispossessed over the top of it was Katsaris for the Double Blues, number 20. And the umpire indicates that he'll have a bounce. Pretty impressive, these two sides this year. Saw the Double Blues against Norwood a couple of Friday nights ago. I thought their form was outstanding. Nathan Irvin on a wing and Brodie Atkinson were just unbelievable along with Feast. Atkinson crashes through. Heaver claims him and goes to ground. Powell works hard for the ball. Termy flicks out the handball. Heaver in turn. Matty Broon flicks it away further still to Barrett, who's running. West Adelaide look good. They're building from the midfield. A long ball to Richardson. It's tucked away and the double Blues able to relieve the pressure.
Kick goes wide to the outer side. Offhands, they built through there, kicking away as Katsaris. He can't get it. It's out of play. On the left half forward flank for the Bloods. And only a decent kick from there for another goal. What a start to them. We've only had a couple of minutes and into this game. They've got that first goal. Richardson nearly had a chance for a second, dropping that mark under a lot of pressure. Throw in, comes away. They try to build it clear. Can't do so. Battling over the ball. Still a lot of bodies around there. Oh, that's in trouble over Robertson. That's too high. And he's been given a free kick on the right half-back flank.
You've turned into an umpire, Gary.
Oh, David, I'd like to get into you, David, on ABC Sport. We'll stay with the game.
I'll give you time at half-time.
I know you will.
We'll give you a bit of a go at it at half-time.
There's the kick, goes into Feast. He's playing beautifully for the double Blues. Uses the ball well for a big man. That's not a good one, though. Bannock, who's played equally well for West Adelaide since being a good recruit, gets it away. There's the running player there in Godden. He goes long to centre half forward. It's offhand. Symes couldn't mark. Heaver, what can he do? Handball's back to Barrett. Is good play. Good handball away to Symes on the 50-metre line. It's going long. It's long. It's touched. Oh, good attacking move, but good defensive play by Weatherald. It's a minor score. West Adelaide attacking down to that southern end. 1-1. Sturt yet to score.
Good start there by the Bloods, especially Heaver at the moment. He's had 3 or 4 very important possessions. Big Symes from outside of 50, just kicking into a slight breeze possibly, but the conditions here are perfect.
Brent Gold uses the ball beautifully, goes to Geddes. Once drafted by the Crows. This is Robinson, another player who had a draft pick at Sydney, but really didn't get much of an opportunity there. Maloney received it from Atkinson, a high bomb on the right boot, but 4 or 5 players under it. Watkinson feeds it out the back door. Godden tried to push it forward, but Burton was able to flick it further afield. Instead, now it's claimed underneath that by Dion Miles, who goes to the boundary line. And Muffy, Continuary. Sorry, fellas.
Continuary.
Yeah, I'll get it today. And for all you people at Murray Bridge and Tail and Bend who rang us when we were at Sturt against South, thanks very much for that.
It puts you off, though, don't you, with all the different pronunciations, but he's been a wonderful little player. Well, bounce up out there. You can see them all coming off the pack. We're at Richmond Oval today on ABC Sport. It's live, it's SANFL, and I tell you what's terrific. What about the game last night at Norwood too? Oh, it's alive and well, the SANFL. Bounce down, right half forward flank. Big pack of players there. French gets the knock away. They battle through. That's a good take by Barrett. He started well, blocked off the boot. They get a chance to clear now. Jump all over the ball. Barrett goes back in after it. Can't get it. Bounce down. Atkinson with him there. What a find he's been for Sturt. There'll be a bounce down, still 60 metres away from the Sturt goal. They get to score, and we've had 5 minutes into the first quarter. Outer side of the ground. Big pack of players. Big Watkins tries to get in there, can't get it away. They battle hard, wide. Atkinson, well done, gets it away. There's plenty of players there to help him up. It's Powell under a lot of pressure. That was holding the ball, was it? The umpire will wait and see what he says. No, it wasn't. He gets a free kick for too high. I'll leave that to David.
Yeah, he was going to ground to Gary. High bomb into the foreline. Watkins did well to get back. There was a push behind play. Now there's a West Adelaide player, Mark Nayley, down in the goal square almost.
I won't say what happened, fellas, but I don't think the player will get up too quickly.
Hey, Miller, is it?
Number 4, I think he's holding his knee at the moment.
Well, that's a body blow.
It's not good news for him. I think it just collapsed underneath him. I think the stretcher will come out. A little bit of a clash, but...
Now, Mark, we've talked about the stretcher versus the ambulance before. The AFL won't allow ambulances on AFL grounds, and this is a classic. Get the player off as quick as you can, get him treated.
Well, they can get they get a stretcher out there quicker than they can get a little cart out there. I mean, they get them out. I mean, we're talking about SANFL football. I mean, the price of one of those carts isn't, I'm sure it's beyond the budget of most SANFL clubs. I know we're talking about players' welfare there and their future, but at the moment, I mean, these trainers out here are professionally trained. They all hold certificates, and they'll be, I'm sure, Greg Mellor is in very, very good hands at the moment. But that's not a good sign for the Bloods so early in the game, first quarter.
Well, we agree on the trainers being professional, Mark, but I still believe that this day and age, the little cart doesn't cost too much at all.
Use everything you can. I think we've got to really think of the players here. You think if you've got a very serious injury, why shouldn't you be on a little ambulance coming off the ground? I can't understand why they don't go to the new technologies nowadays, especially for player rehabilitation looking after. But that's the way it goes. The trainers certainly do a wonderful job. Have a look at them out there. The age of some of the kids, all learning, some of the older ones out there, but all trained in the first aid to these athletes, and it's terrific to see.
Mark Power warming up on the boundary line for West Adelaide. Ben Marsh has a stretch as well, so Michael Taylor deciding perhaps on whether he goes for a tall or a short.
Well, it's bad luck for Greg Mellor. He's 26 years of age, 132 games, kicked 206 goals for West Adelaide. But I tell you what, today, let's hope he's all right, because this is going to be damaging in their attack, even though Richardson is down there.
Now, Mark, what happened? Was he on a lead and something happened, or...?
No, it was just coming. I mean, virtually the play wasn't even in his vicinity there at one stage. He just came out and all of a sudden his knee just buckled. A bit of a clash with the player as they were both running forward, and I think his knee just collapsed. I thought there was a bit more in it than what there was, but you can see him there. He's definitely not too comfortable with being carried off.
That's still the worst thing in Australian rules football is the injuries. There's too many knee injuries nowadays. The pace of the game has certainly caught up with a lot of players, and it's certainly a shame. As Greg Mellor there, you can see coming off the Richmond Oval, and they'll certainly miss his goal kicking today. Let's all of us hope that he's all right.
Well, other players just mingling around at the moment. Just waiting for this player and Greg Mellor to come off and see the trains there. Half a dozen trainers. It's taken approximately about 6 minutes to get him off, so possibly David Mackay, you might be right with your car by the time they got him out there and scooped him back off again.
Well, that is a world first for you, Mark. I don't know that you've ever admitted.
Well, the most important thing, boys, is immobilising on a little ambulance. I've seen that. It's absolutely brilliant.
Fantastic.
It doesn't jump around. You don't have the strain of lifting.
Now, here's the vision of last year's grand final when Todd Davey was injured. Now, fellas, he went down, and that got to the other side of the football park in 15 seconds. As the Double Blues get a shot for goal. It's through. Is that White?
No, I think it's Lang.
It's Lang. Adam Lang. Thanks for that, Mark.
Yeah, Adam Lang there. Just playing full forward today. We're a little bit of a surprise that he is lining up there, because normally Burton does, but Adam Lang today, starting a full forward, was up against Mellor. You see there, he's kicked the first goal for the Double Blues, but that's the one they needed back.
Adam Lang, the Western Australian under-18 captain he was. They recruited him from over there, and I tell you what, that's a great start for him at the 9-minute mark of this first quarter. Back in the centre on ABC Sport, it's Big Watkins. It bounces for him. He does well to take it out of there with an awful bounce. He kicks into the centre half forward position. Off hands to Edwards. Can he get it? No, it's pushed forward by Robinson. Good play. Wide. Sturt with plenty of players there. There's plenty of runners here. They come wide around the grandstand side with Irvin. A beautiful lead down there for Lang. He can't mark it. Goes back over it. Gets it hard. They battle it centre half forward for the Double Blues. Can't get out there. Another bounce down.
Big Benny Watkins, and he just threw his body over the ball. Good to see a big ruckman his size get down and get his fingernails dirty, but the big fella took the kick out of the centre, then he's back down the half-back line, sitting in the base of the pack. Good work by the big fella.
10 minutes into the first quarter on ABC Sport. West 1-1, leading Sturt 1 goal. We've had a bit of a break. Mellor's off with a knee injury as the ball's kicked into the centre half forward position. They battle hard there for plenty of pushing, shoving from Barrett. He can't get it. Twitter does handballs into the Lang direction of full forward. They can't get it. Good clearance from there through Miles. Goes to Broon, and they're out of trouble. It's Parker's got it for West Adelaide. Centre wing position. They battle there through Power. Atkinson. Good to Geddes. Geddes, blocked off the boots. Beautiful. Powell gets it wide. They try to keep it in play. Can't do so. Yes, brilliantly done in the end. That's well done there by Powell. They're in trouble again, running around and keeping it in play. Over to Weatherall. He drives the centre half forward. Off hands to French. Battling there's Atkinson. With strength. He got out of there. Bit ticky Touchwood, but it was there. Allowed to go on. It's over to Feast, and he's found the big fella leading in there. And that was good play by the Double Blues.
That goal, you have to put it down to this work ethic by the Double Blues players close to this grandstand side.
Particularly.
Irvine, also young Atkinson. I mean, he's taken it over here also. Then he's moved over. He's taken the ball out. Got the free kick. The ball was played on. You see the big fella in Feast just put it out beautifully in front of big Julian Burton. A 90-game player. This is his 91st game this afternoon. But Burton, he loves his goals. He won't miss this, Gary Window.
Oh, I think you're right there. That was a good lead, but wasn't that well done? You're well called over here on grandstand side. Stay with Burton. He needs a goal. He's put it on.
It's home.
Going to the northern end. That's a good goal too. That's his first. Sturt go to 2 goals, leading West 1-1, and we've had 12 minutes into the first quarter.
I just love to see this build up before. I know we can see here. Here's Atkinson. He's covering some ground. Gee, he's working hard in front of those packs at the moment. He really is playing a true Rovers game, Dave Mackay. A big Feast, the big 6'5" Simon Feast with the bald head. Just put the ball out beautifully for Julian Burton. And Burton, the renowned full forward, ex-Port Adelaide, here with Sturt. He kicked his first major for the afternoon.
Here at Richmond Oval, it's 5 points the difference, but in other matches being played around town today, it's Central 3 goals won, and the Eagles are 1 point. So, and Port Adelaide 6 points up against South. It's 1-1 to 1 point in that match. Back live here at Richmond. Burton again, he's a good target, isn't he? Got one high, said the umpire, and takes the free right on the 50-metre line.
Well, David, all he's doing at the moment is playing in front. If you play in front, you give yourself every opportunity to take the grab.
Blasts a high bomb right to the square. Oh, well done, Big White.
Oh, he's got one too.
McMahon gave him a little uppercut. I reckon that's fair enough too. I dead set reckon that's fair enough.
Yes, there was
no need for that at all.
Unnecessary, wasn't it? And that's what causes trouble in footy. Watkins going off there, but they want to cut it out, West Adelaide. Still will be a goal anyhow.
The big row. Look at this. He's the big row. He's got his arms up. Takes the big mark. Thank you. Take that, he says. Gavin McMahon.
Little short jab.
Well, we saw him last week. He's a pretty tough customer, McMahon.
I mean, it was soft. It was just a nothing one anyway. But I mean, he just unnecessary.
Big White.
Wouldn't have hurt him, Mark, would he, at all? But it just was unnecessary.
There he is, Big White on the screen.
Yeah, Whitey
rub shoulders there. They'll have a bit of a cuddle.
Look at Whitey. He said, you are weak, mate.
Hey, you only got to point to the scoreboard, don't you? Have a look up there, mate. I've kicked the goal. You can be as rough and tough as you like.
Yep, good point.
Yeah, look at the build-up here. Good grab. He's in front. Once again, the double boot forward players are in front. There wasn't much in that. 34 McMahon. But it's good to see a little bit of retaliation by the boys around him.
Let's go down to Michael Parsons, down on the ground.
And I've just had a word with Dr. Check, the club doctor for West Adelaide, and he's described technically Greg Mello's problem is a knee injury.
Yes, certainly so. Thanks for that, Michael. You're on ABC Sport with Sturt lead 3 goals to West 1-1, and we have 14 minutes into this first quarter. The Bloods into attack. High ball. Can they grab it down there through Edwards? Not. Yes, he's grabbed that. Should have been paid the mark nearly. He had 2 grabs of it. Goes long to Broon. He's in there. Can't get it. Well knocked away by Robinson towards the line. He runs it out of play. No, just kept it in. Well done. Oh, he's barging through. Gets rid of a play on. I'd rather that call. That's fair enough. Call it play on. Good football down on the half-back line. Powell's got it. Under a lot of pressure. Gets it to Robinson. Oh, they put him into trouble. He can't do it again. He's not taken.
He's taken high umpire.
That's no good. That's no good.
Umpire said he copped one in the face, fellas. What do you reckon?
Just look at this. Powell, that's what I call the old hospital handball. He's taken high. He had the arms and the shoulders up. That was play on in my book.
Oh, well called, Martinelli. Of course it was. That was terrific footy. The grandstand.
It's got 50 metres.
Oh, you're joking. Oh, come on, umps.
Abusing the umpires?
Oh, abusing the umpires. That's not a 50-metre penalty. Good out, Dave. We would never got anywhere. Robinson now, playing well, goes long, into the forward pocket, looking for Burton. He's knocked out, play allowed to go on. He just walked out of there. Heaver's got it. He'll have to lift his game. Good play by Miles. Over to Heaver. Heaver long. He's got Broon out there wide. Can he get it? Bounces awkwardly. Sturt getting the ball first. Good handball away. They've got plenty of players out there to kick away. Both Soderstrom's high to centre wing, but it's out there with Jarvis. Handball's inboard. They try to barge through. That's a trip.
With the foot. The foot, what do you reckon?
On McMahon, that'll be reportable.
Ronnie Bettridge, hand in the back pocket, pen behind his ear. The number will be taken.
Now, we'll see a version of this. Gary McIntosh gets reported at Norwood Oval for a similar incident. Oh, you're gone. You are absolutely gone.
Trip.
50 metres, a free kick, 50-metre penalty, and a report for an intentional trip by foot.
You don't mind that, do you?
Too much.
That's not.
No, you shouldn't trip. You can break Blake's leg.
Penalty. How far is he going?
Blake's got you beaten cold.
Excuse me, what's going on here? He's putting him in the goal square.
Because he's mouthed off. He's mouthed off at him, I bet.
Something has happened there, but that's 100 metres.
And that's overkill.
In my book, and I hate giving away yardage.
Geddes was saying to the umpire he was off balance. This bloke's the luckiest guy alive.
McMahon.
And he kicks it. So McMahon comes down from defence and gets a goal. Tripped on the half-back flank, lines up from 35 metres out, directly in front, and gets his first. And the umpires are fair enough in that.
I tell you, he's a big bloke, isn't he?
Well, Big McMahon
He's
playing
tough.
back at full-back. He's standing. Burton's been moved back there now. I mean, the build-up to that goal wasn't much in it. It was on the half-back flank. All of a sudden, with 2 50-metre penalties, he had to be 2 50-metre penalties. One for the trip. The second one might have been for a little bit of abuse of the umpire or whatever happened there. We're not quite sure. But McMahon ends up on the half-forward line, kicks the goal. His first for the afternoon, and West are back in it.
Devin McMahon, he's recruited from Lavington. West Adelaide get people from all over the place, but they get some beauties. Bannock, one that comes to mind. Back in the centre of the ground on ABC Sport. Goes Watkins' way again. Knocks it away. They've got plenty. Jarvis does well. Gets it away. They run through Catanieri. Goes wide, and they're out of there. Into the half-forward line. Bounces awkwardly for all the players. McCluckey kicks off the ground. Good play from Jarvis to Twitt. Oh, there's Feast. He's just popped into half-forward, into the open goal. Happy Mother's Day. He's missed. He's missed. Oh, no. Cut your leg off.
That's why they don't let ruckman have running shots for goal, Mark.
Yeah, the big fellas, they're not too bright. Anybody over 6 foot, I've never had much time from their brains, too far from their feet, as you can see here. Big Feast. He's over 6 foot.
You're a shocker.
Good
Now
rover
their brains are
talking.
too far from their feet.
Good rover talking.
Oh, dear me. Comments Mark Noley, former South Adelaide and Carlton rover. Played pretty well for South Australia on occasions too, I can tell you. As Benny Marsh now on the field takes a big fly, two-handed attempt, couldn't bring it to ground. Sneaking away, Irvin lines them up. It's bending back to the right middle lob, just short. White underneath it, couldn't quite take it. He was looking out for the post and just missed it.
Now, Mark, is there an excuse for that?
There is not an excuse for that. White, sitting by himself, he had to have voice. That's the only reason that he missed that mark. There was no voice around him, just letting him know that he was 10-15 metres by himself. Should have been a mark, should have been a goal.
Bannock brings the ball out from defence for West Adelaide. Oh, it's all Sturt there. That's a good grab. And in the way, Nathan Irvin, who started well, takes a strong mark. He's taller than he looks.
Is that Bree strong, Gary? I mean, that ball didn't cover 40 metres.
We'll have to get the bloke down the boundary line. Big parcels, just to check the wind conditions. As we know, there's no windsock here at Richmond Oval.
Irvin now, usually a good kick of the ball. He's dragged it like a left footer across to that right. Oh, the big men fly there. They can't mark. Comes down to the front of the ground. Twitch kicks towards goal. He's got it, I think. What a wonderful snap. That's a goal. You don't worry about that. That's a terrific kick. And Sturt.
And it's his first in league footy, Gary.
Is it? I tell you what, he's a terrific little player. Now Sturt go to 4-2, leading West 2-1.
Great kick here. First game back player in Irvine, just puts it up high. Double Blues, they're big, they're strong. They had about 4 hands on that, the Double Blues played. Twitt, quick, White to grab it. Quicks to take it here. We're just off the pack. In there, Atkinson also. Some good handball across from White, but a good goal by Twitt. And just takes one a little bit high, but I'm sure that's 6 points towards his name. Goes a long way to recovery.
David, I thought he got a goal against Norwood, but he obviously missed.
He kicked points, remember that night? He kicked 4 points.
We hear a cheer in the background there, fellas. The first time the umpires bounced it straight.
Okay. To half forward it comes. Tyson Edwards launches himself into that. Ed Richardson crashed through Hoover cleverly over the top as it worked. Almost came off the Catanieri. I'm sorry, fellas, we'll get it. Back it goes. Weatherall to Geddes. Around the corner, but Toomey just sits in the hole for West Adelaide. Playing in the middle, just drifted across to the grandstand wing. Now centres it up towards centre forward. Richardson, the big target, comes crashing out, but Robertson very good overhead. Marks it and feeds it off to the bigger fella in Soderstrom. Back to Robertson in the 1-2, but it's a throw to the umpire, and it'll come back. And I think
the smallest player on the field.
I think it might be right. Is it
47?
Mark Power.
Mark Power.
Oh, it's a throw. Yeah, he handed it off.
Handed over. Good umpiring.
It was a good tackle, wasn't it? Held the hand. He had to get a boot to it. Soderstrom couldn't. And Mark Power, who's only played, 2 senior games before today and has a couple, so he averages a goal a game, goes for his 3rd in 3. Pretty good record, the little fella. Just went like a missile, dead straight and right through the middle.
For a jockey, it wasn't a bad kick.
The coaches these days, fellas, they always instruct their players to play on at all costs. And in those circumstances there, where the Double Blues had possession of it, had the free kick, should have gone, maybe just held up just slightly slow so those players that were around the ball could have moved down, but they had nothing out there wide. That's really why Soderstrom hung on to the football. He had nowhere to go, couldn't kick it up forward because there's no players out there. So that's what happens. Power just put the pressure on, got the free kick, kicked the goal.
21-minute mark of the first quarter. Back in the centre. Good game of footy on ABC Sport. Live we are from the Richmond Oval. Was that holding the ball? No play allowed to go on. The ump's letting it go a bit. That's better. Comes wide. They battle out of there through Soderstrom. He's tackled. The crowd called ball. Edwards couldn't get it. Atkinson, handball away. Taken by Heaver. He goes to centre half forward. Ed Richardson. He made a meal of that. Powell's picked it up for the Double Blues. Goes wide. He's got a leading player out there and finds him in Burton. Well down on centre wing for the Double Blues. Long to Atkinson. He's limping.
Oh, he's working hard. He's done a hamstring.
He's done a hammy.
He's done a hamstring. Oh, that's a blow. He's got it now.
In the coach's box there. He's not too happy. His star player is kicking with his left leg. His right leg has done a hamstring. He's not too happy either.
There's the big player White up there. He'll grab that for sure. There were two Sturt players there. Archie was one.
Started so well. Brodie Atkinson, many possessions early in the game.
Kick goes down in the full forward area. They battle hard there for Sturt. Can't get it through.
John Richter warming up. Phil Carman giving him some final instructions. And Atkinson preparing to come off the field. So bad news for the Double Blues. They're dynamo.
Well, that's their 7th hamstring this season, David Mackay. They just keep doing it every week. There just seems to be one player going down. It's the 7th round, and the players are just going down with hamstring after hamstring.
It's a new stat. Thank you. Twit couldn't quite get their mid-marsh over the top of it. Forces the ball to the boundary, and Gary Window, that is a huge blow for the Double Blues.
Oh, I'm just disappointed. I love watching this lad play. What a year he had last year. Have a look at that. He's pulled a hammy for sure, coming off the ground over towards us here in the grandstand. So Brodie Atkinson, the vice-captain, that's all he's done today, but they're going to miss him. We're at the 24-minute mark of this first quarter. It's in Sturt's forward pocket. They can't clear it there as Yeri comes out with it.
You know, Gary, they've got a couple of important weeks ahead. Glenelg next week, then Port Adelaide on the Friday night at Adelaide Oval, isn't it? Or is it Norwood Oval? I'm not sure. We'll need to check that. But he won't be fit for those two games.
No, that's for sure. They take 3 weeks at least. Sturt going to attack. It goes in there, but it's all West Adelaide in there, and they're out of trouble. Comes wide. Plenty of players. Parker there, the centre half back's got it. Handballs, that's a dangerous handball in there. Gets away with it to Barrett. He's under a lot of pressure. Gets it away to Bannock. Bannock's got a player loose in Godden at centre wing. Where can he go now? Looking long. That's a better option. Goes into the full forward area. Offhand from Dempsey. Good mark, good tackle. Throws the ball away. That allows Sturt to get away. They battle through there through Soderstrom. Onto the right foot. He goes long into full forward. Centre forward in their area. And a good mark taken by Lang. Geddes that was coming out of defence for Sturt. There's a kick goes across. That's a good one to French. He's
and 25. Will he give him 25? I reckon he might. The umpire's pulling him back. How far will he take him? He's given a left and given a right. Big McMahon. Tell you what, David Mackay, doesn't hold back too many punches, this fella.
Oh, look, I've been pretty impressed with this player historically. I think he's just been overzealous today, Mark. He's tough as nails, no doubt about that. I think controlled aggression's fair enough, and that's been his caper. But today, after sitting on the bench last week, I think he's a little frustrated and trying a little too hard.
Barnaby French.
Well, that was a good goal, I'll tell you what. There's some rough stuff going out there, but that doesn't hold back Sturt of playing well. 5-2 they are to West Adelaide 3-1.
Good mark, French. Arms outstretched. A little bit late with McMahon coming in. Gave him a left, gave him a right cross. And as you can see, was rewarded with the mark and also 15 metres and brings up his first goal for the afternoon.
Well, another match is being played around town today. It's Central by 22 points at home over the Eagles. They do pretty well up there, the Bulldogs and Port Adelaide. 10 points over South. Well, a lot of people thought South might take it right up to the Magpies this afternoon, but here at Richmond Oval, we're almost 26 minutes into the first quarter, and 13 points is the margin. In a tight one, the Double Blues doing it pretty well. Continuary off to Feast. He was crunched as he disposed of it. Play on to the umpire. Twit gets through. Couldn't get the kick away, but it's Bannock mopping up for West Adelaide, feeding it forward to Godden, who explodes away from defence. The long handball forward. Barrett sells the dummy. Continuary claims him. Good tackle, Continuary. As the ball goes to ground, working it out, Dempsey, the Adelaide Crow listed player. Symes now to Godden. Is good play. Godden drills it, and Richardson, big leap, good mark in front of Seamus Maloney. He's 55 out directly in front. Richardson on the lead. There's plenty of space, but he'll go long. No, he won't. He goes short, and look at this. A mark taken by Tim Symes, 45 out directly in front.
Well, the first option was big Adam Richardson sitting up at full forward. He moved to his left, ignored by Ed Richardson. No relation. And he just saw Symes, only 15-20 minutes, but inside the 50-metre half circle. And that's the way that he went. But Symes will go close to kicking this.
Just 3 weeks ago, he kicked 4. He knows how to kick a goal, Tim Symes. 111 goals from 114 games, so he knows how to kick them. Just struggling for distance. He wobbled just a little bit, and in doing so, well, he's made the distance.
He's kicked it. What about Dave Mackay?
It came back.
Scary window. Dave Mackay.
Well, the goal went galloping.
He's struggling for distance. It's moving on to the second. It's with the middle and gone over by 10 metres, 15 metres at least. Dave Mackay checking in with the optometrist this
You are
Monday
a picky little
morning,
rover, Mark,
please.
honestly.
Crook-hole kick that was at the 27-minute mark of the first quarter on ABC Sport. That was a beauty. Sturt 5-2, West 4-1. Very important goal. And certainly a big kick. That's a good kick down that end.
Mother's Day tomorrow, Mark. My mum will be after you, I tell you.
Bounce down in the centre of Richmond Oval. Knock away by Marsh is good play. They look for each other. Barrett's got it. Handballs to no one in particular. That allows Sturt to get out of trouble into Archie direction. Centre wing. They battle there. McCluckey. He's a real little goer. He's over it now. The ball pops out of play. Centre wing for a throw-in.
You'll love to see these one-on-one contests. Archie up against McCluckey. Both players' eyes for the football. McCluckey and Archie just diving, desperation shown.
Throw in, goes to back. Marsh has done well since coming on. Over to Broome. He's got Barrett running. Who's going to take it? Left to Barrett. He's caught, drops the ball. The umpire couldn't see that. It's called play on, and there's a bounce down in the centre square area.
Free kick just missed there by the umpire. Fairly high shepherd by Greg Dempsey off the football.
Bounce down right on the edge of that centre square. More in West Adelaide's favour. They're going to the southern end of this first quarter. Feast leans over the back. Can't get it. They battle hard there again. West Adelaide trying to force it out the back. Can't do so. Another bounce down.
A few old past champions there. Put away Great and Jeff Motley, and another Sturt and Carlton champion Peter Motley. A couple of great players there.
John Halbert just behind him there. You see with his hair thinning, but it was always thinning, John Halbert. What a wonderful player for Sturt. There's the bounce down, goes wide. This gives Heaver a chance. He doesn't look really fit. It comes to Maloney onto the left foot. He drives it long, goes there to Parker. It's in half back for West Adelaide. That's a good take. Goes to Broome. He waited for it. Good thump away. Goes into attack. That's beautiful over to Lang. He goes to full forward. Off hands to the back of the pack. Dribbles through for 1 point. Sturt go along to 5-3, leading West Adelaide 4-1.
It really has been. Sturt have controlled, I reckon, the majority of this first quarter. We just see the 50-metre, inside 50 metres, we're seeing 10 to West, 11 to Sturt, so that's no indication. The centre square breaks, we're seeing 6 to West, and only 4 to Sturt, but really Sturt at the moment really has control of the game.
Well, the umpire didn't pay the mark, he paid the free to Ben Marsh, but had he paid the mark, it's a screamer. We might just put that amongst our highlight tape anyway. Unassisted jump, Ben Marsh. A long bomb. He's a beautiful kick, this big fella. A long one towards centre half forward. Jarvis at the back of the pack, claimed by Richter. Makes an attempt to get away the handball. The umpire said it was held to him. Umpire Humphreys comes in and has a bounce.
Near the end of the first quarter, what a terrific game of footy on SNFL Live, ABC Sport.
Dave Mackay, great crowd here this afternoon. I'm just sitting back watching. I know the weather conditions are perfect. It's a great autumn day, but it'd have to be in the vicinity, I reckon, of 5,000, 6,000 people here.
No doubt about it. What about the Friday nights? Averaging 7,765 Friday night. So I think, and the SNFL crowds are up 20%, and the ratings are up a similar percentage. So great news for the SNFL. Getty's in trouble, Mark?
No, I think it just had a couple of heavy body clashes, a little bit of a sore back, but he'll stay out there. They can't afford to lose too many more players. Greg Mellor, if you just joined us, Greg Mellor has done his knee and has been taken off on a stretcher. And Brodie Atkinson, only moments ago from Double Blues, has gone off with a hamstring, so I'm sure those two players won't take any further part in this game.
Toomey gets it away to Broome. West Adelaide with a chance. Barrett started very well. There's the little bloke and Power. He's got a lead there from the big Richardson. It's over the back. Play on called. Look at Feast how he gets back in that last line. Handballs away to the runners. It's Soderstrom onto the left foot. He comes wide. That's a beautifully placed
kick.
That's well done, and that's marked there by Irvin on the half-back line for the Double Blues. He comes in the grandstand side looking for Twitt. In the way was Richardson. Ed Richardson. That's good play. McCluckey back to Ed Richardson. Blocked by Twitt. It got it away to Wetherell. Wetherell goes into the centre half. Forward, knocked away from Mars. Comes to the front of the pack. McCluckey with a chance, handballs wide. Dempsey back on the side today, handballs away, out of play, centre wing.
What I'm enjoying about this game today, there really isn't too many mistakes. I mean, there's great pressure out there shown by both sides, but very clean ball handling by both teams in the moment. It's a very high standard of SANFL football. You
can see why both sides are 4 wins and a loss for the season. High standard. Continuary goes over the top of the ball. Richter hurried kick into the forward pocket. Crashing out as Burton on the half volley. The big fella did that pretty well. Chips it around the corner. Oh, what a kick. Twitt has got it. So the young Einstein, 20 metres out, and the angle is tight.
Oh, this young kid, he's impressed me. I've only seen him a couple of times this year. We saw him against South. We saw the opening game. This really was dynamic against Norwood under lights Adelaide Oval. The first time.
Remember that night he kicked 4 points, didn't he, my recollection?
Yeah,
and had he kicked straight, he would have had a sensational debut. His parents came across from Canberra to watch him. Sure, they'll get a copy of this, and he lines up for his second. And the goal umpire, well, he goes galloping that time, Mark. A point.
Well, 1-1 to Jared Twitt, looking at 32.5-minute mark.
Remember, we lost 6 minutes with Mellor going off on a stretch. You'd expect this to be a long quarter.
Certainly would, as West Adelaide through McMahon go to the outer side of the ground. Who's there to grab it? They battle out there, but it's all Jarvis, and he takes it well on the half-back line. But between there and centre wing, Westies need a goal. There it goes for Parker. Feast is there late. That's been paid. He was slightly late. Fair enough, Parker in front, grabbed the ball with 2 hands. He'll play on quickly. They need to get some movement. Over to Broon. He goes with the left foot for the Bloods. Into centre half forward. They battle for the ball. It's down to Power. He can kick this little bloke. He goes long in the forward line. Richardson's down there. He's in front. That's a good place to be. Snaps over the shoulder towards goal, but it's offline. It's missed. Good from the big bloke, though, as he snapped towards goal. West Adelaide go to 4-2, trailing Sturt 5-3.
See Brodie Atkinson there. That right hamstring heavily strapped with ice. The old money bag full of ice. I still remember those days. Gary Windle.
That's the only thing you've seen, only money bag you've seen filled, Mark, as Marsh takes front position. Big fella tries to get through traffic, claimed in the tackle, still gets away the handball. It ends with Toomey, who drills it short and low. The target was Richardson. Seamus Maloney out the back door to Soderstrom. Hasn't he been impressive today? Mopped up beautifully deep in defence and picks out Feast on the outer wing. The big fella playing particularly well, dominating for the Double Blues, and so much so that Marsh has been brought on.
His skill level, Dave Mackay, he just impressed me so much. Seen a couple of times this game, just hit a play and just then was just perfect.
The white kick to Burton, Twitt roving, snaps, and it's out on the full. Plenty of pressure in the Sturt forward line.
It amazes me how the other coaches don't put someone on Feast all the time. He's not a player you can let run around. He's their most attacking player, he's their most offensive player, and he's terrific in the ruck. Someone's got to stand him all the time. There's a kick goes wide for West Adelaide. The umpire says that's all right. Taken out wide. Long kick goes to the centre, looking for McMahon. Finds him there. Burton coming in to put the pressure on. Plays on quickly. That's what Westies have got to do. Broon goes well. That's good. Over to the running John Parker. He's got it now. Onto the right foot. He centres the ball. Got a player there. That's well placed. Oh, the sun got in his eyes. It does that at Richmond a bit. No excuse for it. He was under pressure. That's holding the ball. That is holding the ball.
Good decision, good umpiring, Gary, but then let the contest go.
Not when you're slow and then try to wheel away out of it.
It was first held to Heavers. You'll see here, handball give up. As we hear a quarter-time siren, it's a 7-point margin here at quarter-time. But what a quarter of football we've seen. We've seen everything. We've seen the big high marks, we've seen the tackles, the aggression, a few fisticuffs here up on the Double Blues forward line with McMahon and Big Barnaby French. But really it's been a great opening here in absolutely perfect conditions. Double Blues are on top, as we said. They lead by that 7-point margin, Gary Window, but this game is far from over.
It certainly has been great. We must tell you, Mellor's off for West Adelaide and Atkinson off for the hamstring, the 23-minute mark of the first quarter for Sturt. On the scoreboard, Sturt 5-3-33, leading West 4-2-26. You're watching the SNFL live and exclusive to ABC Sport.
Happy Mother's Day, Mum, if you're watching, and to all the other mothers out there, hope you have a good day too.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day to everyone out there, in particular to Dorothy. Have a good day. Cheers.
Beautiful girl.
Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there. We hope you're enjoying the SANFL football round 7 live on the ABC this afternoon. Great clash here between West Adelaide and Sturt. Well, as we normally do at quarter time of our home match every week on the ABC, we profile a couple of new and interesting players. Today, we profile Matty Braun and Steve McCluckie.
Hi, I'm Steve McCluckie. I'm 25 years old, I'm 175 centimetres and I'm 72 kilos.
I'm Matthew Bruin from the West Adelaide Footy Club. I'm 23 years old, I weigh 85 kilos and 186 centimetres high. Geez, that's a hard one. I suppose all my junior coaches, just for teaching me the basics of the game.
I'd say the most influence on my football career would be Graham Jelly, who was one of the coaches at Geelong and at St Kilda, because I had him for Teal Cup, and he taught me a lot about football.
He's very direct and knows how to communicate with the players well, and so far so good.
Knows a lot about the game, he's been an influence on my career too. He's changed my position, and I really respect him, and he's got some great ideas about football.
My team play, I suppose, getting the ball on, getting the ball out.
My skills, tongue-in-cheek there. I think my ability to run all day.
My weaknesses, there's a fair few, I just don't think we've got the time.
My weaknesses, well, definitely my marking would be a weakness. Probably my lack of pace a little bit.
I'm a carpenter. I work for builders on the coast in Adelaide, and a very good boss in Eric Cohen.
I'm a high school teacher at Lefevre High, teach PE and science.
8-point ball game here at Richmond Oval with 9 goals scored in the first quarter. A high standard of football, as you'll see, with Adam Richardson's first goal. As Mark Noley tries to talk, we've missed you, Mark, I'm sorry. There's a great goal to Richardson. It was just terrific.
The big fella in Burton comes out full of steam as Big Burton. The blonde hair flowing, very strong player, strong kicker of the football. You see the ball clears the goal posts. A good goal by the big fella Gary Window.
Oh, it certainly was. And there's another. This is where it started all the trouble there. And the umpire right on it.
The goal here by young Jared Twitt. The number 40, you see that little redhead, old Einstein, as we call him, caught one for kicking the goal, but I'm sure he's quite content to take that if he can kick 6 points every time.
That was well done by White. Very good handball out of there. Now Atkinson, you can see just down his hamstring, kicks with the left foot into the centre half forward position. Big White there over the top. That's a great grab as Atkinson comes off the ground. That was at the 23-minute mark of the first quarter.
And Tyson Edwards flies across the top, takes a big grab, but it wasn't paid in the finish. But what a terrifically athletic leap. John Reid is here and Malcolm Blight is here in the crowd. Just enjoyed that one, I'm sure. They were having a look at Ben Marsh, they're having a look at Greg Mellor, but I think they would have enjoyed the Tyson Edwards fly. As we go down to Michael Parsons on the boundary, who's had a chance to listen to what Michael Taylor's had to say at quarter time.
And Michael Taylor wasn't overly impressed with his players, really wanted them to go in a little bit harder at the ball. Also, we're very concerned about the ease in which the ball's coming out of the West Adelaide forward line, so really looking for a commitment from his players on the forward line to keep the ball in the area. At the other end, Phil Carman from Sturt, very happy with what's going on. He's restructured the centre bounce downs because of the absence of Brodie Atkinson. They'll miss him. He's very happy with the way Jared Twitt is playing. He was put Burton back to the full forward line, and the half-back flankers, an interesting instruction from Phil Carman there, half-back flankers, he wants to play behind their men so he can keep them in sight and run at the ball. So Phil Carman fairly happy with what's going on from Sturt's end at this stage.
I think he probably would be, Michael. Thanks for that, as the Double Blues lead by 8 points at quarter time. We saw the scoreboard at the Oval saying 7 points. That's been corrected just moments ago, and there, Mark, are the goal kickers.
Well, the goal kickers there, Gary Window. You might want to go through them for us.
Symes won. You've all won goal kickers there. Symes, Power, McMahon and Adam Richardson for the West Adelaide side. And the same for Sturt, all single goal kickers. Twitt, Burton, French, White and Lang.
Plenty of sharing around there. Statistically, we see the kicks favouring Sturt. The marks are also favouring Sturt. Handballs are in West Adelaide's favour. Frees pretty even. There's 7-4 with Sturt being an advantage. And hit outs, Cyril Feast is on top with 9. And individually there, we just see it at quarter time also. I mean, Powell's had 7, Robertson's had 7 possession, Feast 8, Maloney 8, Twitt 6. And for West Adelaide, Barrett's got 8, Jarvis had 5, Toomey's had 6 and Heaver's had 8 also. But a good opening quarter by both sides.
As we look at other scores around ground today, as we go, Central 31, the Eagles 3, and Port 32 and 23 as we go down to Michael Parsons on the boundary.
And just quickly from Brodie Atkinson. Brodie, what happened out there?
Hurt my hamstring. It should be all right in a couple of weeks, I think.
No worries, mate. Good luck. Work on it hard. Thank you.
You can see the disappointment of Brodie Atkinson there, and thanks to Michael, thanks for the Sturt Football Club for allowing us to speak with him as we prepare for the second quarter at Richmond Oval. Your commentators, Mark Naley and Gary Window.
Sturt lead by 8 points in that first quarter. It's been rough and tough. Good game of footy. You expect it from these two sides. West Adelaide second, Sturt in third at the start of this round. Very important game for both sides.
We've got a few moments before the spectators get off the ground. They come from everywhere in that first quarter. But how, Gary Window, does a side like the Double Blues replace Brodie Atkinson?
You can't do it. We talked about before the ground, Mark, and you know that as a little player. The players that get in and get the ball like Atkinson and get it out with those quick hands, they make your side, and that'll be a big hole out of the Sturt side. They're still playing well. They still lead by 8 points, but it's only quarter time. You'd expect West Adelaide to hit back in this second quarter. Bounce down, centre of the ground, goes the way of Marsh. The big fella does well, gets it blocked off the boot. Edwards gets a handball away to Toomey. Good play. They're running now. Brune's got it over to Barrett, who played well in the first quarter. He kicks long down to full forward. Up there, big Richardson. Adam Richardson can't mark. Maloney's tackled with the ball. It drops to the ground. The umpire coming in said you were tackled in possession. Bounce down about 35 metres out from the Bloods' goal.
He's not too happy with himself. The big fella at full forward, and Adam Richardson, he's had a couple of chances to take a couple of big marks. He's a big fella, big shoulders, big arms, big legs. He should be taking. He needs to kick a couple of goals, the big fella.
He lacks a bit of a run at the moment, doesn't he? There's a kick off the ground in danger, but the umpires let that go. Fair enough, they've let a lot to go today. This player's getting kicks. Brune for West Adelaide, onto the left foot. He centres it there in front of the pack. Heaver can't get it. There's Feast down defence. Oh, it's pinched by Jarvis. He's tackled but not in possession. The umpire calls play on. Robertson played a beauty for Sturt today. He gets it away, and they're out of trouble now to grandstand side. Toomey with a chance for West Adelaide. Over it now. Can't get it up. Does well to go back over. Beautiful play. Drives it to centre half forward. The Flyers are all there. Off hands, and Sturt out of trouble as they clear from half back. Over they go to Powell. Long kick. That's out on the full, and that'll allow the West Adelaide side to go to this northern end in the second quarter for their first chance at goal.
Dion Miles brings it inboard. Matty Brune profiled at quarter time. Continuary almost ran him down, a long bomb. Feast was called out of it by Richardson, I suspect, and the big fella wasn't certain, was he? What a battle this has been. Tyson Edwards and Nathan Irvin. It's been a ripper. I reckon that Irvin has won on points at this stage of the game, but there's a long way to go in this match. Archie steals it away, feeds it out to Richter at the back door. The back door man goes towards half forward. White couldn't claim it. Barnaby French comes in, kicking off the ground goes Parker. Hasn't he been terrific at centre half back for West Adelaide?
It's high in their best players. They're probably second best. Him and Bannock down there have been great in defence for West Adelaide.
Isn't that great to see? We've got the big double blue scarf standing right alongside him. A best mate of his there with the big blood scarf on. Great to see this sort of football, the great passion shown by the supporters. Still out here supporting local football.
Off hands, back of the pack. It's Feast again. Look how he gets back in defence. Tackle but not a possession. Feast, the umpires like him. He goes for the ball. Have a look at the bald head. He's been terrific this year again. Gets the handball away to the running Soderstrom. Long for Sturt to the outer side. Up there, there's a push, but the umpire let it go. It was Archie. The ball's near the line. McMahon does well. They're getting out there through Brune. Back they go. McMahon still taps it on. It's out there, McClucky with a chance. He can't get it. They battle hard near the line. McClucky with another chance. Can he get it? He does. Oh, beautiful little pirouette. Drives it into attack, but there's that man on his own again. It's Simon Feast.
He has to be picked up, Simon Feast. If the West Adelaide are going to win this game, they're just going to start using a little bit of intelligence, realising that Feast is back there, just virtually patrolling that half-back flank, just marking everything he's coming his way.
Yeah, Ben Marsh is playing a kick-behind play for West Adelaide. Feast is playing a kick-behind for Sturt. But you'd suspect that Marsh has had some impact on Feast's performance since coming on.
Well, a little bit. Feast still best man on the ground.
Oh, no doubt about that. But wasn't he just terrific the first 20 minutes of that quarter? This is Powell, former South Adelaide player, Adelaide Crow, caught on the boundary line, goes towards White. McMahon just bustles him out of it, and there'll be a throw in.
Well, he's one player, Matty Powell. He rode for the Crows when he spent a little bit of time down there at Football Park. He's one player that I think needs to be moved onto the football. Plenty of experience, played a few years of senior football, now with both South Adelaide and also Sturt and also the Adelaide Crows.
You suggest that perhaps with Brody Atkinson off, he's the man who can play in the middle. Richter has filled that position from time to time. Double Blues have got probably 4 or 5 players who realistically could play there, including Nathan Irvin, whose form has been terrific this season. Marsh wins this one, thumps it down. Loose ball for Archie. Tyson Edwards fights hard for it and again forces a throw in. John Olsen, a West Adelaide supporter, caught between the two Chrome Domes.
There's David Shipway there on his right.
4-minute mark of this second quarter. What can the Double Blues do? They're going to the southern end this time. Westies need goals. There's Parker, who's been good for them. He runs it out of play. Throw in on the right half-back flank for West Adelaide.
Important time this, Gary, isn't it? I know the West Adelaide players are playing the boundary line, but they cannot afford to allow Sturt to explode out of here and get a goal.
I reckon it's a really good comment, David. We just see as you can calling. It's just stopped to nothing. Now, West Adelaide have got to attack. There's plenty of open spaces there. See, they'll let Sturt in. If they get another goal, it puts the pressure on them. It goes into the half-forward line. Catanieri's got a chance. Good handball away by Cotton. Now, that's opened it up beautifully. Heaver. Over they go to the runners. They go through there. Good short kick going in there from Toomey. to Mitchell, goes into the centre half forward position, it's off hands, goes down to the back of the pack, and they go through for a good goal there.
Whether or Mark, you weren't impressed with that attack on the ball?
No, I wasn't too. I mean, it's a little bit hard. It's hard to call it.
Okay.
Bounce down, 35 metres out. The boy's looking for a fight here, and Daly's not giving him one. There's the handball away, goes away. I wonder what's not used to you two yet. There's the kick, goes long into the goal square. It's offline. It's missed. It's a point when Westies need goals. We're at the 5-minute mark of this second quarter. West go along to 4-3, Sturt 5-4.
Chris Redgold from full back for the Double Blues, the skipper. Hasn't he been a terrific player over the last 10 years, and some of them very lean years. A long bomb to Feast. Symes got there late, and Feast got one high, said the umpire. I think Simon might have made sure the umpire saw that.
Have a look at this. Nothing.
It was hit.
Nothing.
Oh, sandpaper. White, Archie. Tyson Edwards, he's lifted his work rate. Edwards, Parker's been terrific. McCluckey over the top, a long bomb. The little fella in Mark Power. Now he's 24 and just playing his third game. But doesn't he go? Oh, Richardson, big fly. Threadgold at the back, held the ball beautifully in the area. Feeds it off to Powell, who just steadies for the Double Blues and drills the short pass out to Irvin, who's picking up plenty of the ball. This is a long one towards half forward. White underneath it. McMahon did well, but Archie roved it. Now he spears it forward. The target out there was Lang. Doing well was Bannock, using his body beautifully. Lang got in front, over the top of the ball. Now he feeds it out to Archie, who's claimed by Parker. Archie gets it out beautifully. Richter steadies, goes for goal, and he's missed. Well, that was an important kick, Mark. Had he kicked that, West Adelaide were in a bit of bother.
We ended up kicking from 25 metres out directly in front. A player with his experience, and he's know all about the game. He just had to kick that, he had to drill it. Just took me a little bit of, just a little bit complacent, I believe.
That's a terrible kick, and that allows Sturt there in Katsaris to mark on the half-forward line. He drives long back and attack. White's got the chance there. Over the back, Katnieri's got it. Katnieri, you want to call him? He's terrific, isn't he?
Look at him, the smile on his face, the little goatee beard, but what a jump by the bloke, 5'2". Look at him over the back of the pack, read the ball beautifully, and takes a big, strong grab. He's such a small fella.
Now, what's this, Gary? Ear muff.
Yes, have a look.
Not Air Jordan.
That's a beautiful mark, and that's well finished off by the young player. That gives Sturt a bit of breathing space. They go to 6-5, leading West 4-3 on ABC Sport.
Well, the first major kick from the quarter. We see here the ball being punched back in. Maybe not the right option. Burton was short, could have kicked it off to him. Bit of heavy body work by the big fellas, but then the little 5-foot, look at him, arms up, head down. The ball just fell into his hands. He wasn't quite sure he took the grab, but he took it, went back, kicked the goal, but he is happy. The boy from Murray Bridge.
Taylor Brand, fair bit of hang time on that one too. In other matches around town this afternoon, the Bulldogs by 32 points over the Eagles at Elizabeth, and Port by 14 points. Well, South Adelaide are taking it right up to them. So here it's 27-41. We've got a 14-point ball game in favour of the Double Blues. Toomey claimed. Twit was the claimer. Malcolm Blight in the screen with John Reid to his left, the sunglassed figure of Malcolm Blight.
You reckon those two would have seen enough football in the last 12 months,
Well,
wouldn't you?
the sort of guys that enjoy this, just enjoying no pressure, watching Benny Marsh, Tyson Edwards and Dempsey perform.
Build up, look at the build up.
Twit was good. Gives it off to Katsaris, a long bomb. Murphy's there. Well, he nearly took another spectacular one, didn't he? Two hands and an attempt, but couldn't bring it down, and Lang claimed by Godden and McMahon.
Well, he's got under their defence down there, hasn't he? You don't expect that little bloke to jump out of sight like that.
He's so quick. I mean, he's got, I think it's McCluckey picking him up at the moment, and he's no slouch when it comes to running, but this little Continuary, he's honestly the flash.
Well, he's got some explosive pace, hasn't he? White takes it from the ruck contest, just tries to feed out the handball. Continuary claimed and made something out of nothing. He's a magician. Well, there's not much of him, but he finds the ball, and around on the left boot, it's bending back, not quite far enough, and thumped through for a behind.
Well, there's a player running around, fellas, in the 1970s who he does remind me. Remember Michael Graham? He had that sort of...
Brilliant, yes.
He just was so good, pushing the ball in front, could jump and take a big mark, but gee, he looks a lot like him.
I think there was a kid called Alan Callion at the Eagles who had his jaw smashed at Alberton Oval one day. Never played another game. He had a fair look about him as well.
9-minute mark of the second quarter. It's kicked wide. The Bloods a bit like last week, David, aren't they? They're blinking not doing enough at this stage.
Well, they were terrific in the final quarter, Gary. And
Too late though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. They almost stole that one.
There's the kick goes wide. They've got a chance here now. Good handball away. Clucky's on the end of it. Powell it was. He kicks it into the outer centre wing position, but it's all Sturt in there. The long kick goes into attack. They can't mark out there. It's Big Marsh up. He's not paid a free kick. Play allowed to go on. It's Soderstrom on the left foot. Drives it long. Irving into full forward. They fly. They're pushing it. It's going the way of the Double Blues.
But White. I don't think there was much in that. There was plenty of pushing and shoving on both accounts. I mean, the West Adelaide supporters weren't too happy the other side with Big Benny Marsh not receiving the free kick. Now, the fellas, there wasn't much in that.
There was just nothing in that.
There was nothing in that at all. Wasn't even a hand put on a body there.
I don't know what the umpire saw.
Stephen White, he kicked one in the first quarter. He's certainly a good player, this bloke. He's a tall man. He certainly gives you something to aim for in the full forward line. The Double Blue forward goes back. He's a left footer. Puts it on the way. That's a drift for the left footer. That looks like it's coming in. It is. It's a good goal. That's his second. Good effort by him. And Sturt going their merry way, going down to that southern end. It's a good performance. 7-6 they are to West 4-3.
This is hurtful.
We're not going to see a replay, I'm sure of that, because there wasn't anything in it, and I'm sure the umpires,
I reckon our directors,
especially observers, definitely wouldn't like to see it also. But there really wasn't any hand put on anybody there, and also all of a sudden the whistle was blown. White's received the free kick. He's kicked his second goal, the second one for the Double Blues in this quarter at the 11.5-minute mark of this second quarter.
Well, it was close just 5 minutes ago. We were talking about how important it was that West Adelaide got the next goal, but the Double Blues have got the last two, and they've blown this game apart a little bit. Miles at the back, feeds it out, spears it out to McMahon. Caught on the left boot, he's pretty good in that area. Now the advantage allowed to flow. Ed Richardson out on the lead in front of Geddes. He pushes it wide. Adam Richardson underneath this one, just nudged by Threadgold. Play on, said the umpire. Geddes goes to the back door and to the boundary line, which wasn't bad work in the finish. And Threadgold, well, he did well.
They're pretty honest, this back line for the Double Blues.
There's nothing fancy about them. They just do the job. Threadgold strong. Geddes, I think, has improved out of sight this year as well. And Feast helps them as he gets back into defence. Takes the ruck work on this occasion.
Where's all the West players?
Powell. Well, they were just under the ball at the ruck contest, weren't they? And Threadgold does a Port Adelaide. It just switches the direction of play in the area of Richter. Now, Richter's in the middle on Toomey. I think Toomey's still on top there.
Yes, he certainly is. And Toomey's been a good player in the last couple of weeks for West Adelaide. Throw in on
He's only had 10 possessions so far in this game, which isn't too bad up to this stage, but really what he's doing with the football is so important.
There's the throw in, outer side of the ground. They battle for the ball. West Adelaide's need a goal. Dempsey, good handball away to Heaver. He gets a quick kick away, but it's all the Sturt side there coming out from defence. Look like Wetherill gets it away, but they battle it through. Dempsey's back over it now. That's good play. They need to do it. He doesn't look fit, does he? But that's good play. Gets it away to Miles, it looks like. He goes on the right foot, short pass to Power. This little bloke can certainly kick a ball. They've got to set it up. He's too far out to score. He's going with a long bomb. Who's back in there? Right into the full forward area. That's a great kick and a great mark by Broom, who's grabbed it over the back. There's the interchange. Dempsey off. But Broom, number 3 for West Adelaide, from Grovedale, originally in Victoria, he's got it at point-blank range.
Now, Mark, when you get he's there and you're coming back, you've got to come back hard.
Well, no, it was a good kick. He sort of backed himself. He was waiting for this goal to be kicked.
He's put it through. Did they need that? That's a great goal to them. They go to 5-3. Sturt on 7-6. And we're at the 13-minute mark of the second quarter.
It was pretty predictable what was going to happen there. We just wasn't expecting, I don't think Geddes was expecting Powers kick the outside of 50 to go as far as it did. He's really put a fair kick into this, and he just read it beautifully to Broom. He just sits down behind, but he did back himself good. He stood about 5-10 metres in front of him. The ball carried over the top, but just as he was going back, a slight little nudge by Broom. That's all it needed. He took the grab, kicked the goal. That's his first for the afternoon, and one I'm sure the coach, Michael Taylor, does need.
15-point ball game here at Richmond Oval, live on ABC Sport. Stay with us till 5 o'clock and join us at half-time as we show you footage of the Norwood Oval incidents last night. Gary McIntosh reported twice and set off. We'll have more discussion on that shortly. Heaver to the outer side. Matty Broon, who kicked the last goal, front position, comes back inboard, just brings it back into the corridor. It's a Tyson Edwards kick, a high bomb towards Ed Richardson. From behind, the spoil goes to ground, and the umpires will need to sort this one out. Barnaby Frenchfella seems to be moved back into defence.
Yeah, it's not a bad move. We saw him start there early in the year. He's certainly very versatile and been a good pickup for them. Bounce down. 50-metre line. They battle hard there for a kick out of there, but it's not very far. That allows Heaver. Long, high kick going in there. Richardson from behind can't mark. Here's a little power. He's a live wire. He kicks well either foot. He's snapped over the shoulder. He's dropped it as he knows it's just offline, but he's certainly a good little forward. That's missed. West 5-4, trailing Sturt 7-6 at the 15-minute mark of the second quarter.
Wasn't that one an important one? Seamus Maloney to the outer side. Soderstrom, the big fellow on the left boot, covers plenty of ground with a kick. It was well weighted to Robertson, who is very good overhead. Fighting hard for it is French, and he forces the ball forward. Coming in is Symes. Robertson fights hard for it, but Symes feeds it out to Tyson Edwards, who chips one short. The target was missed comprehensively in the finish. Geddes needs to work hard. Dragged down in the tackle was good work by Heaver, and Ed Richardson marks on the 50-metre line. Now he can kick this. There's no one in the square. He just has to go back and lob it in.
He should do it
now.
He
is not alert because there was no one back in the square.
We'll call David.
He could have just lobbed it in the square and rolled it through. Now he kicked what, fellas? 4 last week, 3 in the final quarter, and brought West Adelaide home. His last quarter I thought was outstanding. He could almost have snatched the game for West Adelaide. This one will lob just to the right of the goal square and short of the mark and be pushed through for a behind. Well, he had every opportunity. No one in the goal square, no one there for 20 metres.
Yeah, but you can say that. I mean, by the time he got himself back properly and kicked the ball in, the players would be, I mean, they can run, you can run 30 metres.
You've got to be aware.
In the distance you can kick the ball from 50, at least 30 metres.
A quick movement's still better, I reckon. Yeah, until he got a point out of it. There's the ball out of the side of the ground.
These two blokes wouldn't know.
It's marked. Oh, little Rovers, we just stomp on you. There's the kick, goes wide to the outer side of the ground. Sturt trying to do the right thing around centre wing. Onto the left foot, Soderstrom kicks long, knocked away Big White. No, he's grabbed that. He had 3 grabs. It's called play on.
Called play on.
Called play on, and White says, who else held that up? Have a look at Barker. There we go. Archie, they bounce off. They don't like it when someone marks the ball and isn't played.
I like Parker's temperament.
1, 2, thank you kindly. Blow the whistle, call the mark. The umpire didn't.
Play on is called now as they go in. Whiteside too slow on that occasion. Burton gets a little kick away, goes into the 50-metre arc. They battle down there. Bannock's played well. Gets it away to Heaver, lifting his game. Handball's wide. McClucky's got it. Right foot kick around centre wing, but it's all the double blues here. White's dropped back there. That's a set play. They often do that. Get out of the forward and block it up. Now he kicks short. It's a bad one. Allows Parker a chance. He knocks it on. Who's going to get this? Powell can't get it. They go back over it. Edwards. Little handball wide. A lot of pressure out there. Toomich can't get it. Handball wide now. Comes to Powell. He goes for the double blues. Here's danger. Going to full forward. Lang's in there and grabbed it.
Intelligent work by Adam Lang. He started from behind, just worked himself to the front. And it was just, great stuff there, show him good experience. He's not that old, young Adam Lang. He's only 19 years old, but really showed great maturity for his age. Just got in front of Bannock, should go back and kick the goal.
Taking his time now, runs into about 40 metres. Sturt look better, don't they, when they go into attack? That one hasn't, that's gone well off to the left. It's through for the minor score. Sturt go along to 7 goals, 7. Leading West Adelaide 5-5, and we've had 18 minutes into the second quarter.
1 goal, 2 to Adam Lang. Just a little off target this afternoon. Dion Miles, one of about 19 formerly or currently listed AFL players in this match, so there's plenty of AFL experience running around there in the middle. Ed Richardson sits underneath it, waits for the ball to come. It never came. Power was claimed by Geddes. Still got away the handball. It was good work, Geddes. Barnaby French to Robertson. Now it's Irvin, who's playing particularly well on his wing. The left footer just pops it in, a long, low ball. And underneath this one, White takes another good mark. He's particularly impressive overhead.
It's a good luxury having a player like White up there who's doing the old language, David Mackay.
195 centimetres. What's that?
195. 6'6". You've got a player in Lang there would be around about 6'3". You've got Stanford who's out injured. Also taken Burton as well, and Feast also has a run up there occasionally.
So White with 2 straight this afternoon. Picked up a lucky free kick 10 minutes or so ago and put it right through the middle. Now he's just dragged this one to the right. There's a big fly over the top of Burton, but the umpire said it was across the line. There'll be a point.
Got some big tall timber up there, haven't they? Let's go around the grounds. We've got a quick update. Centrals out at Elizabeth by 25 points.
You and I will be fighting in the commentary box over that one, Gary.
Yes, the Eagles after a good win last week, but stay here at Richmond Oval, and ABC Sporters Feast has grabbed it at centre wing. He goes long into centre half forward, and Twitter's marked it within kicking range, probably just on the 50-metre line.
Well, Feast 14 possession, 4 marks. That's virtually a day's work.
Feast was just holding his
big
hamstring. Fellas, just a little feel.
He had a couple of heavy clashes early in the second quarter, but we see Jared Twitt here. Might be outside his distance.
Where's Feast going? Twitt now, the lad from Canberra, drives long to the southern end. It's a good mark up there, looked like in defence was Marsh. 2 kicks, 1 mark, 3 handballs. Ben Marsh, he's looked all right today. He's only got to tighten up with Feast. This when let Feast run wild could be a costly error in this game, but the lad is playing well, only a youngster. Drives long, that's a beautiful kick for a big man to the outer side of the ground. Up there high though, good mark taken by Barnaby French. There's loose players from the centre, it goes that way to Burton. This Parker's a good player. He knocks it away to Heaver. What's going on here? The umpire's called a free kick on. No umpire. Don't do that up. You call advantage the rest of the times. That was brilliant play by Parker. What happened here, Mark?
It was held from behind. I really couldn't see much in that at all once again, I think.
What about the old advantage rule? Forget everything else.
Yeah, I don't think it was a free kick there either. I think we could just get the whistle where it should be.
Geddes has marked that, gets it away to Soderstrom for the double blues. Outer side of the ground. That defensive Sturt holding up well. Out wide. McClucky in front can't get it. Plenty of movement down there as the left foot kick goes to the half forward line. They haven't got enough strength up there. Comes off hands on this occasion to Barrett. He tries to get the handball away, can't do so. Kick off the ground by Symes, goes to the outer side boundary line. Throw in between centre wing and right half forward flank for West Adelaide. Big crowd here.
Look at the big fella in the front there on the phone.
And that's Patterson there, is
exactly.
it? Paul Patterson, yeah. Didn't notice him there.
Back from a knee reconstruction. I think he's had a couple of games in the reserves, Gary. So that's good news for West Adelaide fans if you're sitting at home. And if you're here at the ground, you love watching him. Tomic flicked it forward. It finishes with Broom. Great tackle was Robinson. Now Symes playing, but the umpire says play on, and Symes has a snap. He's got it. What a ripper. I think he just dragged it onto the boot to get rid of it, and he ends up kicking a goal.
And as we'll talk about half-time, the umpire called play on, even though he was held. Oh, that was a beauty. Let him go. Symes got a bit of a shock. Have a look at this.
That's a throw too, by the way, Tomic.
There's a quick flick out by Tomic.
Have a look at this one, you two. Wait till this gets going. Now, what do you reckon?
Good tackle. No, he's got opportunity to get rid of it. He's just done it. He's got the kick out. He's kicked the goal. Good umpiring.
Oh, it's great how football changes in a week.
Well, we'll get a chance to have a look at Gary Window and what he's got to say about umpiring decisions at half-time, so stay with us. There's a couple of beauties coming up at half-time.
Bounce down to the centre of the ground. They've lifted. West Adelaide need goals. In there's Weatherall. Been fairly quiet for him today. Gets the left foot kick out to Richter. Always a good player. Over to Archie with a handball. He can do anything, this bloke, at times. He's taken too long. That's holding the ball. It's called play on. The advantage was paid. But that's good umpiring now. The umpire calls it back. And it'll go. You've seen this one on there, Mark.
Archie dodges, pirouettes behind, fakes it, got around the first play, but not the second. Turn over the football again with Feast taking it. Another possession. Some good work. He goes forward to Burton. Burton takes it outside the 50, goes towards the goal. It's a beautiful kick. Who's there to mark it? It's a pain, it's not. The ball should be rushed through. It's not. It's kept in. As Tomic gets it out wide to the McClucky. McClucky kicks it. Good mark taken by Irvine. Irvine backs himself, comes inside at 50, top of the square. Who's there? White, couldn't take it. The ball ends up to be hacked. Which way will it go this time by Bannock? He doesn't. Quite happy, Anthony Bannock, to run it through for another behind. But again, the double blues just peppering this goal square. Hitting the top of the square twice there. There's 2 other games being played this afternoon around South Australia. Centrals, they're kicking away from the Eagles at half-time. They lead by 24 points. In the other game, Port and South. South have kicked back, now lead by 11 points.
So Marsh marks and uses the ball pretty well for a big man, doesn't he? Heaver releases Godden on the overlap. A high one towards centre forward. Powell underneath it, stood his ground beautifully. Power runs away with the umpire's picked up a free. Powell was dragged down in the attempt to mark, said the umpire. He pushes it wide. Continuary feeds off, and the double blues are running. They're doing pretty well in the finish. I think it was Irvine with the kick. but it was out of play. What a terrific crowd. South Australian National Football League just really having a real resurgence. Sturt by 10 points. And
David.
Sorry, Mark.
No, just on those frees, I mean, there has been a few arguments in the second quarter that the Double Blues have received a couple of maybe softer ones, but the free total at the moment is 10 to Sturt and only 8 to West, so it's pretty even still.
Weatherall, a high one. Oh, hasn't he used that beautifully? Wide underneath it, was paid the mark. Well, did he hold it long enough? And I think a few West Adelaide people thought he didn't.
Oh, he had that.
Well, he's kicked 2 goals, 1, Gary. He's been terrific in the forward line.
Have a look at that. Good grab. Pulls it down. He's a big man, isn't he? And that was a good one. He didn't get paid the previous one, but even Parker accepted that was a mark.
Dion Miles, who played 8 games for Sydney, has really had the run around this afternoon.
Likely type, this bloke. He usually kicks these beautiful conditions at Richmond Oval. Watch his kicking action.
He's only 22, plenty of footy ahead of him, and he is a prodigious kick. Accuracy is his only question there. Just off to the right, 2 goals, 2, and could well have been 4.
Yeah, we're Sturt 7-10 now, 17 scoring shots to West 6-5-11, so you can see the way the game's gone, but Westies seem to play this way. They just hang in there for a while before they get a wiggle on to try to do something. McMahon for West Adelaide. The Bloods to the outer side of the ground. Big Marsh up in front. That's the place to be. That was well done. Toomey gets it away. McClucky's a goer, isn't he? He runs around the outer side of the ground. Goes long. This is where they're falling down, West Adelaide. Richardson.
Oh, he's got it!
So that was a great grab. I was going to call Ed Richardson front. He left it to Symes. That was a beautiful grab. Symes now, what about Big Adam Richardson down there in the forward? Broon. Oh, you can pick him, couldn't you? Tell you what, he's got some skills, this bloke. And that's certainly a great performance as he grabs it.
Gary, they only trail by 11 points.
Yeah, I know, they hang in there. Westies get me. They've often been like that. That's a good grab over the back. Matthew Broon now. You can see his stats coming up there. Kick 1. He's a strong left foot kick. One of the recruits from West Adelaide. 11 points. This will bring back to 5. Broon onto the left foot, goes long. I think he's dragged it. There's a siren for half-time. It's offline and through for the minor score.
So the margin at half-time, 10 points, Mark Nayley, with West Adelaide coming back from a difficult position.
As you just said, they're only down by that 10-point margin. You would think that the Double Blues in the first half, Phil Carman would have to be happy, but wouldn't be happy. But the fact that they've had most of the play, but really should have been at least maybe 4 or 5 goals up at this stage of the game. I mean, they lost Atkinson about midway through that first quarter. And he really was their playmaker. He was around every pack, every contest. He was there, just giving that quick little handball out. Up forward is where they're winning it with Big Barnaby French. Also the big White up there also with Burton. I mean, 3 big targets hit towards with young Cataneri up there with Twit also sharking the front of the pack. But at the moment, I mean, Simon Feast really is the difference between the two sides. Every forward thrust by the Bloods has been stopped by the big bald-headed Feast. It's just been, just taking too much of the football away from these Bloods players this afternoon. But the Bloods, I mean, they've had some good players also up to that half-time period. We just saw Broom towards the end there, doing a lot. Toomey in the middle is doing a fair bit also. Young Symes across half-forward flanks is moving around pretty well. But at the moment, I mean, this game can go either way, David Mackay.
Well, they certainly will. And the umpire's getting a real blast as they come off the Richmond Oval. The half-time scores here from Richmond. Sturt 7-10-52, leading West Adelaide 6-6-42. You're watching the SNFL live and exclusive to ABC Sport.
Happy Mother's Day, Mum. Keep cheering loudly on the sidelines and enjoy the day.
Hi to my mum at home in Queensland. I hope you have a happy Mother's Day on Sunday.
Beautiful girl.
Well, I don't think Steve McClucky's mum, Gary, will get that message at home, but stay with us. If you're at home watching, stay with us. At half-time, we have a look at Carlton and Port Power going hard at it at Optus Oval. We also preview tomorrow's match between the Crows and West Coast Eagles at Football Park, the Mother's Day clash out there. And we also speak with Doug Thomas, who I can promise you is as vocal as ever and still fighting on very strong. As we go back, Gary, to last week, it was 36 points, Port Power over Fremantle. They did it pretty well.
Oh, yeah, Fremantle, a very ordinary side, weren't they, last week? And Port Power needed that win. They did it very well, and a pretty good performance by them. They needed it to keep in the race for the final 8.
Well, there's some great highlights with amongst that game. Wanganeen was just terrific in that match.
How's that goal he kicked?
I think that was the biggest one I've seen this year. We might get a chance to have a look at it.
Now it's a little bit like golf, so long as you get it. as Wanganeen rips it over the middle once again for Port. They go charging down towards Evans and Co in the forward line.
Well, not a bad goal, that one, is it? You like that?
How would you like to kick that? That was absolutely brilliant, and only the special players can do that. Gavin Wanganeen is certainly that in the Port Power side. That was a goal, team-lifting goal by the captain.
Evans kicked 2 goals for own debut, and I think young Nicky Stevens kicked, 2 goals, 1. They were very impressive.
They look good, and with Treadray down there, Lockwood came off the bench for them, so they looked at last as they've got a bit of firepower down there with the youngsters. Well done, Port Power.
Silvani's out. Carlton named him on Thursday night. He was on the footy show and he said, "Oh, I'm in."
You can see what's going to play. He got a hell of a shock, and fancy finding out on TV.
Well, that's a real bonus for the Power that Silvani's not playing for sure.
That's for sure. They should have I've been saying it for years. It's hard to win at Optus against Carlton, but they're not the side they were. I think Port Power, very good chance there today.
Okay, your tip is Port Power. What about as we go down to Michael Parsons on the boundary line? Big fella, do you like the Power or the Navy Blues?
Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? Carlton really have got their backs to the wall, but the Power, I think things are starting to come together. Their runners are really doing a good job. They really do need to win one of these 2 games in Melbourne over the next 2 weeks, and I think this is their best chance. So, I'll put my hand up. Go the Power.
Fair enough. They've got a pretty good record there too. They lost to North Melbourne, and last year we might remember they came back from the dead and overtook the Western Bulldogs in a great win. So Optus Oval holds no fear for the Port Power at all, and I think they might be half a chance there today. As we go on to the Crows, what about last week, fellas? 4 points. Now, Gary, I put you right on the spot. You called on radio the final seconds of the game when Sean Wren went down and was caught. You want to relive those moments for us?
I certainly do. The big bloke had played his heart out for the Crows last week. They'd come up against North Melbourne. The Crows deserved the win. It goes into the back pocket. I can see it now. Wren tired, goes down, gets the ball. He's tackled from the front, goes down in a heap. I thought, oh, it's a ball up, but that's not too bad. But no, the umps paid the free against him. It was a shocker.
Well,
should never have been paid.
We're going to have a look at it. I wish I had your radio commentary. Walk us through it as we go.
Yes, it was one of those moments. He tired, goes, had nowhere to go. The player all over him. What would you call David Mackay? It had to be a ball up, surely.
He ducked his head.
Oh, ducked his head. You're like everyone. Watch the replay.
Well, we might come back to that in just a moment, Gary. As we go to the highlights from last week's match, it was a heartbreaking finish for the Crows.
They played pretty well, the Crows, though. It was a good game of footy. North Melbourne, one of the strongest teams. Have a look at that for a goal.
Opening goal for Jarman. He kicked 4 goals, 2 for the day, and clearly he's probably the preferred option now at full forward.
On Blakey there, though, when they put Archer back on him later, that's caused a bit of a problem. Carey, one of the best footballers in the AFL.
Yeah, that's not a bad grab either, is it, Abraham?
He's been a great pick-up for them. He's one of those real skillful players to have a look at.
Carey was just terrific. He feeds it off. Shannon Grant has been a great pick-up since coming down from the Sydney Swans, and it's been a great recruiting move.
They haven't missed Swash, have they? Grant's gone in there beautifully.
Brett James kicked one of his 2 goals there. Rintoul ended up with 2, and Eccles got 2.
Have a look at this. Have a look at this.
There's a bit of magic here.
Now you see him, now you don't. To Rashudo.
And Rashudo.
They played very well. I tell you what, you're going to have nightmares about that. Keating did well at centre-half forward too, over to Eccles, who's one of the youngsters coming up and standing up. Here's a tackle. Was that holding the ball? We could call them all night.
Well, there were 6 holding the ball tackling decisions in the final quarter, and the Melbourne Blight said were unusual.
Have a look at that goal. She's a ripper. It was a good game of footy. Carey, did he mark that? Oh, he loves the umpires. Have a look. Give it to me, umpire.
We'll give you another go at this. We'll give you another go at this.
Have a look. I don't want to see it again. It's not holding the ball. Oh, Reddy, I feel for you, mate. Don't worry about it. Should have been a ball up.
Do you want to have another look at that one,
Gary?
Gary?
Just take it off ABC Sport. You give me the willies.
I heard it on radio and it went something like this. That is the worst decision I've ever seen. You got really pumped up. It was a great call. As we go to the Crows lineup for tomorrow's Mother's Day massacre against the West Coast.
That'll be an interesting game. The West Coast coming off 3 losses. There's the Crows side. James, I like him in the back pocket. Bassett, there's some doubt about him. I hope he plays. He's a terrific young player. Plays in front all the time. Jarman up front's been doing well. Jamison would want to lift it full forward.
Mark Nayley down on the boundary. You like the way the Crows are looking at the moment, Mark?
Yeah, it'd have to at the moment. I mean, they're not looking that good, David. I mean, you can say that, but they still need some, players like Pittman back in. They need Modra. I mean, he declared himself by the doctors only yesterday that he can play the game. But honestly, I mean, I reckon he'll be at least another 5 or 6 weeks away. But at the moment, I mean, the Crows aren't travelling with 4 cylinders at the moment. I reckon they're around about 3.5, but they're not that far away. I mean, they're very, very competitive, especially going down that first quarter last week to North Melbourne, been down by that 4 or 5 goal margin, then fighting back was a great effort. But I agree with Gary Winter. Those decisions in the last quarter were woeful and pitiful, and someone should be accountable. I think the umpires need to be, just take a bit more responsibility. But their coach Peter Swab this week's come out and defended him. Reckon that it was all right. What absolute garbage that is.
Certainly was. And there's Blighty and Reedy. They've been there for a while. Look, where you'd think they'd have enough footy, but they're the smartest two football people I reckon around, these two. They always have been, even when Blighty was in the media and I was working with Reedy. You ought to hear the way they talk football. It's so intriguing what they go into. Every little nook and cranny, and they're here today doing it too.
Give us a tip, West Coast or the Crows?
Oh, here you'd have to go for the Adelaide Crows. They've got to win at home. West Coast, though, coming off 3 losses. That's unusual, but the defensive tactics of Malthouse, I think they're history.
OK, we'll go down to the boundary. Michael Parsons, a tip for who?
For who? I think Worsfold and Kemp coming back in for the West Coast. They too are in a must-win situation, but Adelaide, I think they're getting on a roll. Jarman's starting to play his best footy. I think we'll have to stick with the Crows this time around.
What about you, Nails?
Well, I've seen West Coast over the last couple of years go down to the Crows down at Football Park, and I just feel at the moment the Crows might be playing a little bit better football. There's too many old legs running around for the West Coast Eagles at the moment.
Fair enough.
What do you say, McKay? You're getting away with it here. What's your tip?
I reckon it'll be a Mother's Day massacre. There you go.
Oh, yeah, good one.
Happy Mother's Day, Mum. I'm not going to see you on Sunday, so have a good one. I'll see you next week.
To all the mothers out there, have a really good day on Sunday and hope you get lots of presents.
Beautiful girl.
Well, a night of intrigue at Norwood Oval last night when Norwood took on North Adelaide in a Friday night game under lights. We can give you the final scoreboard that showed the Redlegs getting up and winning a thriller in the finish. 127-102, so 25 points. But the big story of the night was that Gary McIntosh was reported twice, once for tripping and once for charging. And we've got a little bit of video incident of the trip on Scott Sutherland.
See that intentional trip with the hand. Intentional trip, that's the first one, and they ping that straight away. That everyone knows you can't intentionally trip by hand or foot.
Now, I thought that had been amended to only by foot, but there you go. So there's some conjecture over that. And what about that? There's nothing in that, surely.
Nothing in that. Nothing in that at all.
Well, Michael Avon thought it was, puts his hand up to signify that he's reporting him for the second time.
That's the trouble with this reporting for the second time and the immediate send-off.
And points to the interchange bench that said you sent off Macca the second time you reported, and Macca wants to go on with it.
Oh, lucky he didn't do that.
What about that, Gaz? The first time ever it's been used, the send-off rule, in South Australian League footy. I think there was a player for Port Adelaide that was sent off in the reserves.
In the reserves, that's right. There was. I can remember that.
Shane Grimm, a couple of years ago, when the rule was first introduced. In fact, I think the week it was introduced, he was sent off, and we've not had one since.
I don't like the send-off rule, but you can see with the SNFL get it pretty right. If you have 2 infringements like that, it's an automatic send-off. I think we can live with that, but I don't think the second one was there. I don't think he should have been sent off.
I dare not ask Mark Naley. What about the send-off rule to you, Nails?
Well, it has to be there. I mean, it's been in place. He's the first player to be sent off. But if you report it twice in the game, I mean, you should be sent off. It's a fair enough call by the umpire. The law's there in front. But David Mackay, I mean, this trial by video at the moment also, I think we need to speak about that at a later date.
Yeah, I might put that down for next week. We'll cover trial by video. Well, the drama at Norwood Oval didn't finish there either, because after the match, there was more to come.
This is a bit of a worry, isn't it, in footy?
Now, Glenn Sanford in screen, a spectator comes in and has a crack at him. Now, that bloke's lucky he didn't get killed, because you take on a league footballer, they don't look too big when you're standing on the boundary. You get up close to them, they are tough and mean, and that bloke just took on something he couldn't chew.
You can't have that, and that's what the SNFL, I know Max Bassi will look at that this week. You can't have spectators and players after a game. They're going to have that bill rule where the player, no one's allowed on the ground if the players are off. That's a very nasty situation, and you're right. That spectator, he's a mug. He shouldn't be allowed to be out there. He was and caused troubles.
The good news was that Stephen Pitt from Norwood came in and assisted there, and Chris McDermott handed over. As we go to the tape, we might see Stephen Pitt come in, and Chris McDermott hands over the offender to the umpires, to the security men. There's Chris. He's got a new job as a security guard as well as a coach.
Oh, it's well done, but it's really, I'm against that, because it's very emotional at Norwood Oval. It's one of the better places to play footy. It's so tight, it's an emotional game, but to get spectators out with players, not on. The league will do something about that.
OK, as we go down to Michael Parsons on the boundary, big fella.
Yeah, and it's a You got me on the hop, mate.
Who you got with you, big fella?
I've got Mark Nayley with me at the moment, but he hasn't got much to say either. We've just been enjoying the football and looking at those scenes from last night. Chris McDermott, he has come out and said that the football players should be allowed to get off the oval. And similarly at three-quarter time, he doesn't like the crowd around him at three-quarter time. I'm not sure if that's because of vocabulary or not. He has to keep under control, but it is really an issue after what happened last night, isn't it, David?
It is. Now, big fella, I can see that you've got the SANFL right behind you. You've got the new cap on. How did you score that one?
The lovely Mrs. Baum, Craig Baum's wife, has been the communications manager for the SANFL for the last couple of years, is going to Melbourne with Craig, so we say goodbye to her, and she's been good enough to hand out a few hats.
Okay, fair enough.
Where's ours? No, she's done a very good job, Robin Baum.
I hate to tell you, Gaz, I've got mine.
Oh, have you? The SANFL, she's done a very good job, looked after us in the media, terrific, always approachable, done a very good job.
Well, we've got some comments from Lee Wicker about last night's match. Let's go to them now.
We had some experience last year, you might recall, one of the early games at Norwood Oval, and since that time things had been pretty orderly, but I guess those sort of situations can spread to becoming something more serious, and thank God it didn't last night. And certainly Friday night's incident needs very careful consideration, and I think it'd be appropriate to recommend to the clubs to have a similar arrangement as the AFL, and that is the second siren.
I think that's a fair comment. Second sign, you've already mentioned that, Gaz. Now, the other one I wanted to cover, last week the fans at Adelaide Oval weren't allowed on Adelaide Oval at quarter time and three-quarter time. The Sackers official response to that was that they've got trouble getting people back into the members that shouldn't be there. Just wonder whether they don't put a gate outside the members and get them off the ground that way, and then those who are in the members can come back in.
Yeah, I think you're right. They had a bit of a problem there, but I don't worry about that. We've got to always have the kids going out there for a look at our footy, so that's very important. We've proved that even with the AFL, they've got to be a chance, but it's got to be restricted. Who cares if a couple get the members? I suppose I shouldn't say that because I'm a member of Footy Park. You pay your big money, they probably deserve to have their seats.
All right, we might cover the other big story of the week. Alistair Lynch from the Brisbane Bears, Mark Nayley's right on the job with this, has declared himself a drug user to the AFL. He's been tested twice, Mark, and been found negative both times, but he's gone to the AFL and put his hand up.
Yeah, what a surprise that was during the week with Alistair Lynch saying what he said. I mean, he's done the right thing, Dave Mackay. He's come out and said, well, he's been taking this unaware that it was the drug is banned substance, but really, I mean, he's come out. Yeah, well, he's come out and declared that he's been taking it. I mean, good on him, but the fact is that it's just going on. I mean, it should have been fixed and finalised by Friday night. That's what should have happened.
Fair enough, Gaz. It's an interesting one, isn't it? We should explain to those who have just tuned into the story, it is one of the biggest stories around football, that he had chronic fatigue syndrome. His doctor prescribed DHEA, a drug for chronic fatigue. Now, when he started it wasn't on the prescribed banned list, but during the course of the treatment, he's realised it is.
Yeah, and he's done the right thing, hasn't he? I think they've got to do something about it. You can't do it. They know it's a banned substance. He's in a bit of trouble because of that, but he's gone forward. I think he'll just be told he can't use it anymore. Yep. People are saying he should be allowed to use it because he's crook, but no. In the Olympic structure, you can't take banned substances, so I think he should get a slap on the wrist. You can't take it anymore.
He's done the right thing, no doubt about that. As we go to the highlights of the first half here at Richmond Oval.
There were some beauties too. Have a look at this. In there, off hands, that's good play there. Maloney's tackled very hard, the ball pops out. We've seen some hard tackling here today, and this is in the second quarter. Have a look at that. Catineri over the back, the smallest player on the ground. That was a great grab and a good goal from the Sturt youngster.
This is power, a long bomb. Matty Broon from behind. Just nudges Geddes underneath it and takes a terrific mark.
He looks like one of those old-time Victorian players. Have a look at that, just country footballer. Whacks in there, lovely, just a little touch, grabs well from behind.
Now, I know Mark Nayley liked this one. Broon caught in the tackles. Timmy Symes picks it up, and look what happens, Mark.
Yeah, you can just see there, old Timmy Symes knew where the goal square was, knew where the big white sticks were, and just threw it onto his boot, maybe holding the ball, but you had to give the player opportunity to get rid of it.
So there it is, the half-time scoreboard, 6-6, West Adelaide 7-10. The double blues, and this match, Gary, 10 points at half-time, still anyone's game.
Well, it's really alive, and West Adelaide's have never changed. They've really got to come back now in this second half. They did it last week, they'll have to do it a bit earlier. There's the goal kickers there, Symes 2, and one each to Power, Bruin, McMahon and A. Richardson. And for Sturt, White's got a couple down there, he looks dangerous. Burton, Catineri. We're going to get
Catineri,
that right.
You happy with that?
Yep. Twit and French, each one.
Mark Nayley can walk us through the stats with big Mike Parsons. Pretty level apart from the kicks and marks and handballs.
It really is the marks that I think are putting Sturt in front. They're big guys up in their forward line, and Simon Feast as well as he moves around the ground. They really are starting to control the air, and it's going to have to be something that the West Adelaide are going to have to address coming into the second half.
And in the other two matches being played around town today, at Albert Oval, at Elizabeth Oval, Central 49, the Eagles 25, and the Bulldogs, Gary, very hard to shift when they're that far in front at half-time.
How's that kicking there? And in the other game at South Adelaide, is that right? They must have got it wrong on ABC Sports. No. South 8-9, leading Port 7-3. That's a terrific effort by 12 points.
That is a correct score. Well, what about Port Adelaide? We're down last week, and South Adelaide challenging them at half-time.
Is that because of all the Port player and Crows players going back there? It seems they don't better get their balance because they're a better side than that.
Oh, they've got a very good side, Port Adelaide. I think there's often some injury problems in sides, and I think South Adelaide aren't as bad as a lot of people have perhaps thought. I mean, we saw them a couple of weeks ago at Unley Oval. They were just terrific for 3 quarters against Sturt.
That's right. They've got an effort there. No, that'd be great. They've got to go on with it now, but to win this second half is going to be harder to do.
Now, Mark Nailey, just a quick one while we've got a bit of time before the start of the third quarter. I loved your comment last week in the Sunday Mail about women goal umpires. You are a devout male chauvinist. You've done a complete backpedal.
Well, we saw the umpires last week, all those 3 men out there in white. Honestly, if a woman couldn't do a better job than that, there's something wrong.
Well, she did do a better job, didn't she?
Well, she did. Now, what's your view on this, Gary? Do we go for technology in the goal umpiring? Do we put some technology into the goalpost so that we know what it is, or do we go for 4 goal umpires?
No, I reckon you're right on, David. No, I'd go for technology. Why not now? We're in the 90s now, and 4 umpires. There's too many umpires now. Don't forget, there's too many umpires. We all should have 1 less field umpire. We want no more umpires. Let's use the technology that we all see on TV.
Michael Parsons spent a lot of time in the goal square for North Adelaide. Big fella, technology or 4 goal umpires for you?
I think technology is definitely the way to go. But talking about the women umpires, got here early today, had a little bit of a look at the reserves here at West Adelaide, and there was a girl running the boundary line. So, you know, it's creeping in. I think we're going to see more and more of the girls as they filter their way into the umpiring ranks.
We might even go for a girl boundary rider, big fella.
There's a couple of blokes behind me that have said they've got one now.
Well done, Parson.
Well, we should be a bit careful Mother's Day tomorrow, Gaz. I mean, a bit of reverence for the women wouldn't hurt about now.
The mothers can take it. I tell you, the mothers you see at the footy, they've brought us all here. They know what it's all about. But I want to see the day. I don't think I'll ever see it, and that's a challenge for the girls. We'll never get a woman field umpire.
Oh, I reckon we will. I don't think it's too far away. I reckon in the next 5 years we'll see that.
Could not. They couldn't take the language.
You're the old
They're
school.
Nice. They're nice, the ladies.
Don't worry about the language, mate. I tell you, they'll give as good as they get. Most of them. Quick one, Gary. Put you right on the spot. 10-point ball game here at half-time. West Adelaide or Sturt?
Oh, it's going to be interesting. Sturt looked the better side. They should go on with it, but I've seen Westies come back hard. They won't give it away, but I still lean to Sturt. They look more talented at this stage.
Brody Atkinson off with a hamstring injury. If you've just joined us, Brody was devastating in the first quarter of this match, but late in the term went off with a hamstring strain, and I think West Adelaide got on top in the middle when he went off for a while.
Yeah, you're right on there, Dave. They did definitely. West Adelaide are a fighting side. Adam Richards hasn't got in the game. He looks as he needs the run. If he can kick a few goals, they got more of a chance.
Okay, we might have a look at the incident. I know there's Adam Richardson on screen.
He looks lacking a run, doesn't he?
He does. He's a big fella, though. Look, we saw him. We were told he lost 15 kilos in the off-season. He looked magnificent the opening 3 or 4 rounds, and certainly in the pre-season. He does look a bit bigger, and he's a guy who's going to have trouble with his weight, I think, throughout his career.
And if he's had hamstring troubles, they're a big problem to him. He's only had a couple of kicks, but they'll be looking. He has to score goals for them to win, I believe. They seem to lack run through the half-forward line, so it's really relying on him.
Gavin McMahon just doing up the bootlace.
He's rough and ready, isn't he?
Well, he gave away 2 what we would have deemed frivolous free kicks and penalties, which resulted in goals.
Mellor off the ground for anyone that's just tuned into ABC Sport. Mellor was off in the first quarter for West Adelaide. They've missed him too.
Mark Nailey rejoins us. Sturt, I thought, particularly early in the second quarter, dominated, Mark, but West Adelaide were good enough to claw their way back.
They really have dominated the whole game so far. I mean, West Adelaide, when they're going forward to have kick goals, you just look at the 50 centimetre or inside 50 centimetre circles, you see that Sturt have had 25 forward thrusts, where West Adelaide also had 26, so it's pretty even in that department, with Sturt just nudging ahead with a few more goals than what the Bloods had this afternoon. But the game's still pretty close, and we saw West Adelaide, David, come back last week in the last quarter, and they should be able to do it again.
Well, they really struggled in the first 3 quarters against the Eagles last week, West Adelaide, but I thought their final quarter was as good as you'd probably want to see, and in the finish, they were 42 points down midway through the final quarter and only lost by 10 points in the final analysis, and you couldn't have said they played well. Now there is number 21, Ben Marsh, 25 is Ed Richardson. 2 big fellows that will need to play an important role in this second half.
You definitely will. We've got umpire, or trainer number 6 there alongside trainer number 5. It's good to see the trainers wearing their jumper numbers as well.
You are a shocker.
Oh, shocker, you are, Naily. You're an absolute ripper. 7:10:52. West Adelaide 6:6:42. Nails, can Westies do it?
Oh, well, we saw them last week.
Yeah, but they didn't win. They didn't win. That's what
Gary Mackay. What an insult that'd be. It really is. But no, they haven't. They've got the players. They've got the players playing at home. I mean, they're in front of their home crowd. They've got to have a little bit of pride in that jumper this afternoon. They have to be able to put an effort in. I mean, they were first 4 games of the year, 4-0. I mean, they won the first 4 games. A couple of games were played at home here. But they've got a couple of big blokes here. The Marsh is out there at the moment. And we've got the young, also Benjamin Watkins sitting out there as well. I mean, he's a fair lump of a lad. He's over 6'4", 6'5" as well. A big, solid player. I mean, players like that, I mean, they're just going to have to dominate. Now, West Adelaide for years, Gary, as you know, I mean, they played strong, tough, aggressive, straight at the football type of, straight at the ball sort of the type of football, but they just need to be able to put, just get someone up forward, just kick a couple of goals.
And they've got to stop Feast. He's the key around the centre with Atkinson out there, but Feast is still getting valuable touches. There's the umpires in this game today, Ron Bettridge, Damien Joyce and Mike Humphreys. They've got a bit of a mixed bag so far. They look young blokes, don't they? They're all trying their hardest. But umpires, I'll say to you, if you're in doubt, let it go. Play on. 7-10 Sturt leading West, 6-6 in the first half. You're on ABC Sport. We're live and exclusive to the SANFL footy, local footy at its best. We're ready to start the third quarter from the Richmond Oval. Beautiful conditions here, top game of footy, and Sturt lead by 10 points. Bounce down to the centre of the ground. Marsh, what can he do? Against Feast, it goes his way, taps the ball over the back. That allowed Weatherald the long kick to half forward. Oh, good fly there by French. He couldn't get it. Handball wide. Miles has got it for the Bloods, goes short and finds Heaver on the centre wing. See, there's that short little stuff going around the possession type play for the outer side of the ground. West Adelaide need goals. They'll have to that's a better kick into the centre of the ground to Broome. What can he do? Goes onto the left foot. He can kick long. Centres it. The big fella's out in front charging the ball. So he's not quite fit enough to get to there. Couldn't take the mark, and that allows Weatherall to clear for Sturt to this out to grandstand side.
Irvin with his knee heavily bandaged dispatches the ball towards half. Oh, White! He's good in there, this guy. That is a strong mark.
Hasn't he taken some big grabs this afternoon? He's had 7 marks up to half time. That was his 8. That was a fantastic grab by the big fella.
A strong one. Well, look at this, Ben Marsh underneath this, 2 hands to the ball. Big fella did it well, dropping back, a kick behind play. Now feeds it out to the runner in Toomey, who's playing out of the middle but working deep into defence. Lifts the eyes and delivers it forward. Good defensive work out there. Just try and pick up who that was. Oh, it's another trip, an accidental one, that one though.
Robinson, I think. He's played pretty well out there.
So Katsaris gets a 50-metre penalty. Now, I'm not sure that was a deliberate, I think it was accidental. Completely accidental. Oh no.
No, he's gone for it. He's gone for the ankles.
What's that?
If Macca was reported last night, that's a report as well. And I don't think reporting by hand is a reportable offence.
You made that point, David. Now, going by that, I think you'd be on the ball.
Now, I don't reckon Macca should have been reported last night. That's just my opinion, because I think the rule was changed. If you do it with your leg, you're a goner. You're reported, it's a free kick and a 50-metre penalty. Now, if you do it with your hand, it's simply a free kick and a 50-metre penalty. I don't know that Macca should have been reported. I certainly don't think he should have been sent off, as Katsaris puts it right through the middle. Dangerous signs for West Adelaide, as Katsaris drills it right through the middle and gets his first.
Yeah, it's just leading on from that. Now, what happens, Dave Mackay, if come Monday, Tuesday night, Gary McIntosh gets off both incidents. He was sent off during the game and found, if he's found during this week not guilty for both incidents, then what a...
Just the way it is, that happens.
But I mean, have a look at that. Same thing, isn't it? Deliberate trip by hand.
Yep. Getting back. Good goal by Katsaris. He was out there for the run. I mean,
Jarvis
a bit lucky. He got the 50-metre penalty. Yep. He's kicked the goal.
Now, Jarvis was taken off, Gary, because the coach thought that was completely undisciplined, and the 50-metre penalty resulted in a gimme goal at the worst possible time.
And they didn't need that, Sturt, because Sturt lead 8-10 to West Adelaide, 6-6. We're into the third quarter on ABC Sport. Sturt have lifted now. That's a good handball away to Robinson. He goes long into the half corner. Up there's Big White, knocked away towards Broome. Continuity's there for Sturt. He can't get it. They go under there. Twit having a chance. Edwards for West Adelaide gets a quick little kick away. Parker's tackled. He handballs back. Toomey there onto the left foot now. Goes wide out there looking for Barrett, who's marked strongly at centre wing in front of their pal. Chris Barrett's played pretty well. 6 kicks and 6 handballs. Goes long into centre wing, and Symes up there. The ball's out on the full. Wasted kick, and Sturt will go back into attack. Some of the double blue crowd there. Have a look at them. Bob Marshall down there, he's been around, I think, the double blues for 100 years. Probably not quite that long, but he's been a terrific administrator down there for a long while. There's the kick goes in. Sturt are really lifting now. The big men down there, French is one of them, and White lifting their games.
How many in terms of possessions and marks for Barnaby French, Gary?
No, but he's a big man. He's contesting. Here's the other one, White down there. That was good body work, knocked away. Broon in there for a chance for Westie. They handball wide. McCluckie gets it away to Bannock. He just kicks away, but it's all the double blues in there. Not a very good attempt there. Goes over the back from Jarvis. It's knocked towards the line. They can't get it clear there. Comes back with a chance. Katsaris it was, gets it over. The kick goes long, goes in the full forward area, knocked away. The man in front is McMahon, gets a free kick for holding.
Yeah, White couldn't complain about that. It was a good decision by the umpire, realising the player was being held off, and that was McMahon.
McMahon pushes it to McCluckie, who has support from Miles. In turn, Matty Broon, he's playing well, finding plenty of the ball. McCluckie now spears it to the outer side. They're playing somewhat indirect, West Adelaide. They're playing to the outer side. I think maybe corridor football's their go, because they look a lot better when they go straight up the middle, and they're certainly playing an indirect brand of football for the last 20 minutes or so. Ben Marsh opposed to Feast. Well, I think he's at least broken even with Feast, when clearly West Adelaide were in trouble in the first quarter. Feast wins this one, taps it down. Dempsey, who spent some time on the bench during the second quarter, feeds it out to Symes with a long handball. Clever work, power. Oh, Barrett claimed high, but did he duck? No, to the umpire. Got one high and the free kick.
Well, when you duck, they say about this ducking, you said about ducking your head, but you still got to tackle correctly, don't you?
Fair enough. Short ball, Symes. Well, he's working hard. His work rate's lifted, the big fellow. He's so important to West Adelaide. When he lifts his work rate, the Bloods suddenly take on a new dimension. A long bomb. Tomic needs to go hard at it. Did so in the finish. Powell was hard at it too. But Archie picks up the crumb and pushes it wide to Katsaris. I like the way he goes about it. This fellow lifts it towards half forward. Parker's been brilliant at centre half back. Dumps it towards the line. And a loose ball comes out now to Miles. McCluckie working hard. Now, he just takes one step and kicks it to McCluckie. I'd like to see him run with it. I'm sure he'd be a more effective player. And Powell over the top of it, evades the tackle from Symes. Comes back from where he came, bounces. Well, it was oh so easy, wasn't it? And now a long one, but it's out of bounds on... No, it's just out of bounds.
No pressure on there. Oh, West Adelaide have got to put some pressure on. They've got to get lift there. We saw them last week. They left it too late, didn't they?
Good special comment there by Gary Window.
Oh, you're...
Thanks, Mark David. I can see what you mean, David. He's a snide little rover.
God. Rovers, that's why they make them that way, Gary.
What do you reckon about those two ruckmen? Do they play? French and Big Marsh there.
Look at a good contest there. Big Barnaby French, I've been impressed with him this year, David McKay. I know he's come from Iron Bank up in I think it's the Southern Football League or the Great Southern League. Could be the Hills League up that way.
Didn't he row for Australia
He rode for an underage Australian side, but he's a big lad. I mean, 6'8", 6'9" in the old language. He's 200 centimetres, I believe.
Outer side of the ground.
Close to it.
198.
Comment there from Mark Nayley as West through Parker. They need to come down the centre here now. Into the centre wing it goes as he's tackled well, but it's all Sturt out here. They're doing beautifully there. Irvin's got it onto the left foot, flops it into the Bannock direction. He can't take it. Bounces awkwardly. Continuary though's got it. He's a little goer. He stepped the ball. It's goal! That's the goal of the day. It's marked on the line. Have a look at the Sturt people going mad. What skills? But it's been paid the mark to Burton.
How did Burton mark that? It floated. What's this kick here? It's floated in every direction. Just got there. It's end over end. No, it hasn't. Yes, it has. It's taken the mark there.
You know what Muffy will be saying in the showers, don't you?
Oh, lovely kick.
He said you should have shepherded it. It would have been the goal of the year.
Sturt now through Burton. He kicked one in the first quarter. He won't miss that one. That's his second, Julian Burton. That was a good mark there, wasn't it? But Sturt go on their merry way. And we've had 7 minutes into this third quarter. It's all the double blues. They go to 9-10 leading West. 6 goals, 6.
Wasn't a good forward thrust there by Irvine. The ball just fell short. Bounced over the three players' heads. We see Catton there, a young Muffy around his left leg. Wasn't terribly a strong kick. I don't know how he's marked this, Burton. It was either a goal or it was going to be a mark. He's taken it, gone back. It was so easy. Just put it through the middle. That's his second goal for the afternoon. The double blues at the moment, fellas, just kicking away.
Well, they're 22 points up, 8 minutes into the third quarter. This is the premiership term. And Sturt are doing it pretty well. West Adelaide have lost last week after a bad first quarter, and maybe the third quarter might be their nemesis today. Feast, who thumps it down. Getting through was Powell. I think he might have moved into the middle, by the way. And Soderstrom had the kick smothered. Jared Twitt heads after it, the little fella from Canberra. picks it up and steadies, drills it in long and low to Barnaby French, who couldn't quite control it. McMahon, after a tardy start, really has got his game together. A left footer towards Symes, the big fellow flew, but Feast just spoiled him in the attempt. Now Barrett flicking it out further afield. He's decked as he got it away. The advantage plays as Bruin goes forward, and look at this. 54 is Heber, he steadies, goes goalward and drills it. So that's the important one West Adelaide needed. Perhaps that's the lifter, and that's Heber's first.
Yeah, Brent Heber found a little bit of space out there by himself. It was a good kick out his way. Broom, now I don't know why the umpire blew the whistle. Should just let the game flow.
They had to, and then
stopped everybody. I know, but it's just ridiculous rule. They should have just let the player throw. He's thrown the arm in the air. Don't blow the whistle. Call them. Look at the voice. Use your voice instead. A good goal there. Good hit back by Brent Heber. See the doctor working on it. Like a cut lip, possibly the solid serum. I think he might go down into the change rooms, have a couple of stitches maybe.
Michael Wharton coming on. That's a goal that West Adelaide needed. We're at the 10-minute mark of this third quarter. West Adelaide need a goal. Heaver, that was a beauty to get it. Centre of the ground. West have got to watch this though, with Feast in there with that little tap down to the player right under his feet, has been getting it out of the centre for the Double Blues. McMahon there is limping. It's another player with a bit of a problem. Bounce down. Awkward bounce. Well done by Marsh to put the pressure on there. Katsaris in there can't get down. Another bounced on. You're on ABC Sport. Big game of footy today. The local footy always live and exclusive, and isn't it wonderful to watch? The local footy's alive and well this year. There's a bounce down. Feast again, one of the best players in the league, gets it away. This bloke's done well. Bannock in there too, always hard at the ball, tries to get over it. Well done by McCluckey, well done, gets it out to Dempsey. He's got a loose player in Brun. He gets it away to Marsh, the big bloke. What can he do? He got rid of that ball, back to Dempsey, tackled high, the umpire let it go. Bounced down in the centre of the ground.
Tackled high. It's a good tackle there. You see the handball given off there by the big fella in Marsh. Down low, arms pinned beautifully. Good tackle.
Bounce down. West Adelaide need another goal. 9-10 Sturt leading West 7-6 on ABC Sport. The big one's put in there. They can't get it out. Another bounce down. David, they really got to go here, Westies. They're not doing enough, but they only need another goal to get right back in it.
All out attack, Gary. Couldn't agree with you more. They just need their team leaders to give them some direction. They need to play, I think, with some more emotion, to be honest. When they do it, they seem to be just awesome. Richardson thumps it down. The ruckman roves it. That was Marsh. To half forward he goes. This is Abraham Tomic, a former Norwood player. Well, that was a casual old kick, wasn't it? A nothing kick.
Yeah, dead right, David. Well called there. You want some guts and desperation in there. They've got to do it, Westies. They trail by those couple of goals. 2-4, is it? And you'd think they'd start to put some heavy, gutsy stuff in.
Let's see if they can't fire up the Bloods and really make a game of this one. Symes pushed it forward. That was a beautifully controlled tap. Heber ran onto it but couldn't quite control it. Barrett now over the top, tries to get out the handball. There's enormous pressure back there, and Richter straight across the line.
They're trying to keep it in play. That's what...
And in other matches around town today, the Eagles trail Central by 24 points at Elizabeth Oval, and South 3 goals up against Port Adelaide at Alberton. Well, what about that? The Magpies, could they lose 2 in a row at Alberton? Unheard of.
Unbelievable. There's a kick in. Big Marsh. I like this big lad. I tell you what, you can see why he's been set up for the future.
Well, particularly with Tom Gilligan leaving the Crows, Gary.
Oh, I can see Ben Marsh, 5 kicks, 5 marks and 4 handballs, but he's a big lad. He'll take a while to develop, but I like the way he goes about his work. He's too far out to score. He can kick a ball. That's a beautifully placed kick. He only had one lead to go to. It's a bit wide, but I like his football now to go in that direction to find big Adam Richardson on the right half forward flank. He'll have to go around. He's trying to pinch a couple of yards, as all forwards do. First mark for the day. You're joking. You're not telling us that, are you, Ian? Oh, that's unusual for this big man. We'll stay with him. He'll kick from about 48 metres. He's a left footer. He's certainly a goal kicker. Puts it, oh, it's that funny one that goes away, Bobby. That's beautiful. Just went to the right. What a goal. You can see why he's leading the goal kicking. That's his second. Great goal. And West Adelaide certainly need that.
Yeah, nearly an impossible pocket to kick from. Good lead by Richardson. He is a professional full forward, is Adam Richardson. Renowned goalkeeper. Pretty close to the man that might, but kicked the ball very high. Just split the centre of this goal square. That's his second for the afternoon. As he stretches up, making sure those hamstrings are nice and warm. You see the umpire back in the middle will bounce the ball.
13 and a half minutes into the third term, and West Adelaide is showing great character. They're back within 10 points. It was Marsh who won the tap, pushes it wide, over the top of it. Matty Toomey dives on top of the ball, but it's held in, and the umpire will come in and bounce. Gee, I thought when Marsh went to the lead of Richardson with the kick, I thought, oh, there's no way he can kick it from out there. But, gee, Richardson knew his marbles, didn't he, and put it right through.
Wonderful kick that was, wonderful kick. Peter Rowe just sit down there watching it. Mark Naylor, you know them all, don't you? Picking out all the people in the crowd, and these coaches all on the ball. Sturt into attack, that's good stuff. A long kick by Lang, was it? He's banged it through, that's a great comeback by the Double Blues. That's his second. The kid's done well, oh, he's happy with that. Even with the blue mouth guard, he reckons that's good stuff. Sturt 10-10, West 8-6.
Yeah, good work, good tackle by Jared Twid coming in here. Burton, quick hands across the top. Lang quickly onto his right boot, and well outside, 45, 50 metres. He's happy with it, one finger in the air, quite excited.
Archie coming off, be replaced there for Sturt. By Lyndon Stevens.
Yep, Lyndon Stevens, number 22. And Marsh goes at it again. This time he wins. Now he's having the better of Feast in this third quarter. Over the top of it, working hard for the ball. All players. Powell finally gets it out to Irvin, who's finding plenty of the ball. A high one to half forward. Barnaby French back into the pack. It was great courage. At the back it was Bannock who leads Twip in the race for the ball. Dion Miles hits towards the boundary line. And I think in the finish, West Adelaide have done pretty well with Godden, tucking it under the arm and driving it forward to Matty Boone, who's also playing pretty well. Back it goes. High ball. Oh, well, just not used well, was it? Toomey just punched it onto the boot. And in the finish, Feast just marked it. Pushes it back. Marsh underneath it, just bustled off the ball. Burton tackled, well done. Bannock takes him to ground. No holding the ball decisions, said the umpire will have a bounce.
You won't see any holding the ball decisions now. With all the publicity we've had over the last week,
we may never see one again.
No, the umpires are going to let it go, and I prefer that, I must tell you, after David Mackay for the last 3 weeks have been getting into me, but it's better to let him go.
Yep.
Bounce down. Knock away, or big mark, that's good play, but it goes straight to Richter. He does well, dumps it into goal. Off hands, back of the pack, who's good enough to get it? White, the big man, that was well done by the big fella. Good to see that, he rode that one, couldn't get the good goal though. He's got it through for a point.
2 goals.
There, pretty heavy tackle, wasn't it?
I like Parker, number 7.
Yeah, he's been pretty good, maybe not a centre-half forward key position, a half-back flank. Or maybe somewhere in that back pocket might be his sort of position, I think.
Held down centre back every time I've seen him this year, and I don't think he's had his colours lowered all year, Gary, has he?
No, he hasn't. He's played really well. I'm very impressed with him. Oh, Westies need a goal. Symes goes wide. McClucky's running everywhere trying to get him up. He bongs it into half forward. Richardson, that's better.
This is the man they need, Gary.
Richards is. That was a lot better grab. He looked as though he wanted the damn ball and grabbed it. West Adelaide going to the southern end. Who's there? Where's the other big Richardson? He's going into the forward pocket. He leads wide because he knows he's a good kick. He's dropping back now, but Feast is back there. Richardson now goes wide for the second lead. He'll never make that. The big bloke can't bend. He's got it though. Well done. Oh, he's got some skills. He's tackled. He's got out of there. He plops it up into the attacking area at full forward, but it's all the Double Blues. Dumped away, and they'll get out of trouble. Taken away by Stevens, and they clear down the ground. David Mackay.
Thanks, Gary. Long one underneath Barnaby French. Couldn't quite get to the contest. McClucky at the back door. Just needs to feed it off. He could have been caught if he hadn't been quicker. Still gets the kick away. A long bomb to Heaver, who's 20 yards clear of his direct opponent. Now he chips it wide out there. Who's that? Little Barrett. With that right thigh heavily strapped. He's on 50. I don't think he'll make the distance.
No, he's sore, but he's doing a great job. He's trying his guts out, but he's really sore.
17 possessions for Barrett, midway through the third quarter. That's a beautiful kick. No mark taken. Well, the kick was a beauty. Continuing through traffic. He just gets through. He's a magician, this fellow. Now Powell, sheer strength, this fellow. Did pretty well. The Crows gave him away, but he's enjoying a lease of life with the Double Blues. This is Dempsey. Quadricep injuries for him last year kept him out of the game, but he's lacking fitness today, no doubt about that. Irvin towards centre half forward. Who's home?
Parker.
Well done, Parker. He is dominating.
He brings it to grandstand side. You're on ABC Sport. We're live and exclusive with the SANFL. It's terrific footy, the local footy, and grabbing it on centre wing at Richmond Oval is Godden for West Adelaide. This game really livening up. West Adelaide need another goal. They're going to get it the way they're playing. It's over to Miles. This is what they need, some run. Marsh, what can he do, the big bloke? That's a wonderful left-handed handball. Over to Parker, and he's found Barrett on left half-forward flank. That's the best play they've had today, Westies. Goes short. He's in there looking at the big bloke, Richardson. He's up there. 3 grabs. He's got it. Good play by West Adelaide. Come on, you two. Play it to rear. They're going to get a goal here. It's going to be a crook hole last quarter.
Well, I think they can, and he's a beautiful kick, prodigious kick.
He's very good.
I was just looking at Stevens coming off and Archie coming back on.
Well, they know they're in a bit of trouble, Sturt. They've just relaxed here a bit. This Richardson, boys, you better read it. He'll kick this the way he can kick a footy.
Wrong side, left foot.
Yeah, left foot.
Be lucky to do it.
He's got a lot of class, the big fella. He puts it on the way. It's going in there close, but not close enough. It's offline. Naily, the rover, was right. It's missed. West Adelaide get a point. 8-7, Sturt 10-11.
In other matches today, it's Central against the Eagles at Elizabeth Oval, and the Eagles have whittled it back to 11 points, so they're just 2 kicks away, and South 11 points over Port as the Magpies fight back. 19.5 minutes into the third term, 55 plays 71, a 16-point ball game here at Richmond Oval. This is Tim Weatherall, the little double blue rover, to the outer side. One step from behind, it was Lang who just thumped it towards the ground. Power, number 47, hits after it, but Matthew Powell gets it off to Katsaris, concedes a little bit of ground. Richter, the kick, now they're, well, double blues are a little indirect there, and Power just applies the tackle that brings Richter down.
You couldn't say they're indirect. They're under a fair bit of pressure there for the forward lines. They've been given a bit of a rocket at half-time to
had
kick
the
that
chance
ball.
to get the kick away.
They didn't have the chance to get the kick away. They're under a hell of a lot of pressure. They gave the handball across, trying to create that loose man. It didn't work. Unfortunately, the forward lines for the Bloods.
We need to take him off his medication, Gary. The medication's just not working.
How many games do you play on the MCG?
Oh, comment from Dark Daly. We really enjoy it. These Rovers, they're always obnoxious. There's a little kick, goes into half forward. Ed Richardson's got it. Rovers, though, they're used to getting thumped and kicked, don't they, at the bottom of the packs. They still like it in the commentary box. Symes it was, goes short. Heaver's getting kicks around the centre now. Now, can he kick the distance? 52 metres from goal. He goes looking for Broon up there. He's a good mark, this bloke. He can't get it. Powell's down there. He goes over the little bloke. He's tackled hard. No, that's a bounce down.
Well done, Robinson.
35 metres out from the Bloods' goal. Mother's Day. Have a look at that. Could you get a better sight than that? Have a look at that terrific little kid. That's a girl. It's pink. I know that much, but a lovely mother.
I hope it's a girl, Gary.
It is, though. They look terrific. No, Mother's Day tomorrow. Don't forget, everyone. As Richardson kicks towards goal, it's offline. It's through for the minor score. West 8-8, trailing Sturt 10-11, and we've had 21 minutes into this third quarter.
I think that's Richardson's first score mark, isn't it?
Yeah, Ed Richardson this afternoon only had the one behind. We see Thread goal, kick it back in.
Thread goal is a beautiful kick out in the direction of Richter. Dempsey rows it superbly, spears it in long and low, but Geddes gets one hand. Oh, that's a great mark.
Terrific one-handed grab there. Put the hand up, held the ball, controlled it, brought the right arm up, but that was a great, that's nearly one of the marks of the day by far.
Now pushes it out to Lang, who couldn't complete the mark, but pushed across the line. We're 22 minutes into the third quarter. And another one for you, Gary.
Oh, they're beautiful. Don't kids make you feel happy to be alive? Have a look at them. Look at the future they've got in front of them. At the footy now, have
David
a look
Mackay, this is Gary Window's last week, isn't it?
No, he's back later in the year. We've had him for 4 weeks. He's having a couple.
It's been terrific, hasn't it?
We get Ken Sheldon back next week, that's true. What's your point?
Yeah, what are you going to say, Daly?
He's talking about babies in the crowd. We've got a game of football here, played by men, not babies.
Comment Mark Daly as West Adelaide do. They're trying to get back in it. It's over. The Toomich, he's got it. There's a player short down here. Continuing ducked his head and gets a free kick.
Lucky was he there? Gary Window ducked his head as he took the mark.
Well called, Mark.
Seen that a couple of times by Cataneri today, but gee, you see the
Toomich
here, takes it, head down, looking at the ground, looking at his boots, making sure his laces were done up. Very lucky to get away with that, the double blues.
Sturt go wide. Feaster's got it at centre wing, outer side of the ground. The big left footer, he props it into centre half forward. The Flyers are all there. Burton from behind, big fly, couldn't get it. It comes to the front of the pack. Twit's got it. He's got a player at half forward. He goes to there. Burton's got it. Well called, Naily.
Oh, you can just pick it. You can see it as you're coming in. Big Burton had to jump, had to fly. Took off. Extended the arms, you can see. Eyes for the football. Took it. He's already kicked a couple this afternoon, I think. He's kicked the one. That's all. Be lining up for his second. He's kicked two. One in the first, one in the third.
Burton now. Played 89 games now, 87 goals. Never always been a full forward. He's done that job for Sturt. Coming off there, dragged him off the ground. They get on them, these coaches, don't they? And Toomich coming off. As we stay with Burton, we're at the 23-minute mark of this third quarter. Still anyone's game. Sturt still, they need a steadying goal. Here's Burton. He's a lovely kick. Goes long. It's gone across the face to the left. It's missed. Sturt missed that one. They go to 10 goals, 12, leading West 8-8. 24-minute mark of this third quarter.
Would have been just a nice buffer for the Double Blues. McMahon from full back for West Adelaide. Elects to play direct football. Watkins, Feast. Oh, Parker, I like this fella. Good mark in front of the two ruckmen. Read it beautifully. Now McCluckey feeds it off and goes forward. Ed Richardson just gets a little nudge. Play on to the umpire. Watkins to Jarvis is the advantage rule not played, and the umpire said, hang on, there was somebody being held in the clinches. So Jarvis will take the free kick. Okay, reset it. Paul Jarvis calls for a lead. Gets one from Adam Richardson, who comes deep towards half forward. One-handed attempt. And that one on Geddes is too high.
He ducked himself a little bit there. Very lucky once again to get away with it. A couple of decisions today, fellas, really have been a little bit dubious. Or questionable, that is.
You've never worried about umpires before. This is Continuary to the outer side. A beautifully disposed of kick by Threadgold. A switch of direction works for the Double Blues, and a long one towards half forward. Underneath this one, White, who's been terrific in the air. Mark number 8 for him. The big fellow is dominating the forward zone. A high one. Burton from behind, the big fly.
Yes.
Well done, Twit. Strolls into the open goal, gets his second. 2 goals. 1 to Jared Twit.
I've got to say it. You get those blokes under 6 foot. I said before, the blokes over 6 foot, their brains are too far away from their feet. The brains of these games really are the blokes under 6 foot. The little rovers, front and centre, took it off the pack, kicked the goal. What a great player this Twit's going to be.
Oh, big men win football games, you know that. It's only you little scroungers that get all the dregs off hands. Back in the centre, it's a good game of footy at Richmond Oval. SNFL Live on ABC Sports. Sturt 11-12, leading West 8-8. And we're at the 26-minute mark of the third quarter. It'll be a beauty. West have still got to come with that slight breeze to the northern end. There's a knock away. Sturt steadied with that one, though. That was a beauty. They've been a good side in their comeback. They're back at Unley. Looks like they're going to play in the finals again. Sturt by 22 points, nearing the end of the third quarter. Bounce down. Watkins back on there, knocked away by French. It goes into that pack of players again. Watkins trying to barge out of there for the Bloods, can't do so. Another bounce down. 78 plays 56. Sturt have led all day by 8 points at quarter time, 10 points at half time, and lead by 22 points now, nearing the end of the third quarter. Bounce down, big Watkins there. What can he do? Gets it away. Set up a line there. Powell does well. He's got loose players. Decides the kick took a long while, but that was fair enough. Got rid of it. Away they go again through Katsaris into attack. Oh, White, beautifully placed kick, and White grabbed it.
I'm a little bit too far out for Big White. No breeze favouring him. Burton's looking for the goal square. He wants it up there quickly. White reckons he can kick it. He'll kick from around about 55 metres. He believes his players around him aren't leading, so they also have confidence in young White's kick.
He can kick it. He's kicked 2 today. One in the first, one in the second. He's a lovely kicker of the ball. The big left foot goes right into that dangerous area, but it's all West Adelaide there. Taken by Watkins. That's well done getting back in defence. Kicks out to Toomey in the back pocket. They run wide through Bannock. Left foot out to that centre wing position, and Jarvis has marked it for the Bloods. They need another goal, as they won't get it, as there goes the siren, and the margin at three-quarter time is 22 points.
22-point margin here at three-quarter time. It really was a bit of a seesaw quarter of football, which it has been for most of the day. Really been controlled by both back lines, but then we've just seen the Double Blues just hanging on to that margin, which they had virtually there at half-time. Just being able to hang on to it, and they need to, because as we've seen over the last couple of weeks, West Adelaide very strong in the last quarter in both games. Last week getting from a virtually nearly a 27-point margin back to a 10-point margin at the end of the game. So they'll come home full of steam once again. The double blues up forward. That's where they're winning it, with Big Barnaby French as centre half forward taking a grub. Young White is taking everything in the air that comes his way, and Burton kicking a couple of goals that quarter was very, very good. But up forward, Adam Richardson, Gary Window, to me, he is the key. If he can mark and kick a couple of goals in this last quarter early, with Ed Richardson alongside of him, they might be able to get back and win the game.
I agree with you, Mark, there. If they can get it down, there's still a lot to come in this game. At three-quarter time, the scores: Sturt, 11 goals, 12, 78, leading West, 8-8, 56. You're watching the SNFL live and exclusive to ABC Sport.
Okay, I'm not going to get back there to see Mum for Mother's Day, so to Mum back in Port Pirie, all the best. Hope you have a good day.
To all the mothers out there watching, all the best on Sunday, and have a great day. You deserve it.
Beautiful girl.
22 points the margin at three-quarter time here at Richmond Oval. We hope you're enjoying our coverage live on the ABC. Well, the Double Blues, after years as cellar dwellers, the last couple of years have really put the pedal to the metal and really performed. And I suppose their recruiting has been a big part of that. Today, we profile two of their new guns.
Nathan Irvin. I'll leave the nickname out of it. I'm 25, about 188 centimetres and 90 kilos when I'm fit.
My name is Barnaby French. My nickname is Onion. My age is 22. My height is 198 centimetres and my weight is 98 kilograms.
Originally, when I was at Nord, Graham Dunstan helped entice me to come to Sturt.
I had an interest to play in SANFL footy and football as at the highest level.
He's a very enthusiastic coach. He is always really positive with the boys.
Phil Carman, he's a great bloke. He's a mate to everyone, but most of all, he's good on the discipline.
My ability to be able to run for my size, I guess. I'm 6'2", so that's an advantage to be able to run a fair bit and reasonably fit.
My best assets are probably agility and definitely my height and hopefully my marking ability.
I think we're a very powerful side. We've got some big boys up full forward, in White and Julian Burton, and some excellent half-back type players.
Basically, we want to kick long to the big men. We've got a lot of big men in our team, and get it down to the forward line as quickly as possible.
Being from Wagga Wagga, we weren't exposed to too much football, so I probably watched the rugby league more than I watched Aussie Rules as a kid, so I didn't really have one, to be honest.
Phil Carman.
Nathan Irvin from Wagga Wagga. Well, it's not a bad recruiting ground, is it? The Danahers have come from there. I think Paul Kelly hails from around that way. And Nathan Irvin, well, not sure he's in their class, but he's a pretty handy player for the Double Blues. Well, the third quarter was full of highlights. 4 goals to the Double Blues, 2 goals to West Adelaide. But watch for Stephen White, who really dominated the air.
That's a good grab, isn't it? That is a real good mark. Just to go wide to the outer side of the ground. Good, there's that tripping. We had the same as the Gary McIntosh one, a trip by hand, but no report on this occasion.
Irvine coming in with a long bomb forward. Lucky bounce here, just took a nice little leg break. Cataneri, I don't know how he's kicked this. Over and over and over it's gone. We finally end up with big number 5, Julian Burton, goes back and kicks his second for the quarter.
Well, Mark, if Cataneri had have kicked that, it would have been one of the goals of the year.
Yes, it would have been.
Here's Heaver, he goes in the open goal. They need more from this player like that. That's a good goal to keep West Adelaide in the game.
And there he is, big Adam Richardson, the tattoo, the talent with the tattoo as he goes back.
Have a look at that kick. That's sensational.
Jared Twitt, good movement. Burton, good hands. Over the top. And laying just 2 paces. Gary Window, they're not too many players who do that.
No, he's
to be able to control the football like that.
Adam Lang, that's a good effort from the under-18 West Australian captain.
You love to see that. A bloke under 6 foot,
Jared Titt,
sharp the pack like that and kick the goal.
Kicks his second goal. He looks quite terrific as a rover. We saw him, in the night game, Friday night against Norwood early in the season. He kicked 4 points, and Phil Carman said that night, if he'd have kicked straight, he really could have made a huge impact on the game. Well, he's having some impact this afternoon. I guess as we go down to Michael Parsons on the boundary, Phil Carman is telling his boys to attack.
He is. He's very happy with what's going on. He really wants his players to concentrate through this last quarter. stay with his man. He wants very close body-to-body contact as we go into the last quarter. And he reminded his players that they're playing for the top spot on the league, or at worst second, depending on how that Port game works out. Michael Taylor, on the other hand, not really happy. Spent a lot of time talking quietly to his on-ballers and his centre-line players. Wants a lot more run out of there. Ben Marsh is coming back on. I think he might be playing in tandem with Watkins. They have the two big guys on the ground to combat some of the Sturt's aerial dominance that they had all day. But Michael Taylor really looking for a lift from his on-ballers.
Not a bad move, that putting two big ruckmen on the field at the same time. Watkins and Marsh formidable. They'll need to be to take on the might of Simon Feast, who's playing pretty well. As we go to the three-quarter time scoreboard here at Richmond Oval, it's 8-8 West Adelaide, 11-12 Sturt. It's a 22-point ball game at three-quarter time mark.
There's the goal kickers there for West. Symes and Adam Richardson 2 each. Broon, Heaver, Power 1 each. And for the double blue side, have a look at those goal kickers. Lang, Burton, Twitten, White 2 each, with Cataneri 1.
Just look at the stats there, fairly even right through, but just that quarter, David Mackay, we saw West Adelaide, they had 80 possessions for only 2 goals too, where Sturt had 56 possessions and they kicked 4 goals too.
As we go down to Michael Parsons on the boundary line.
Coming back.
Only 2.
Whenever you're ready, Michael.
And with me is Paul Patterson on the boundary line. Played a little while in the reserves today, Patter. How is it coming back?
Yeah, well, I played a full game today, second full game played this year, and the knee's pulling up good.
Fantastic. You'll be looking forward to getting back into the league side?
Yeah, hopefully probably another couple of weeks, I reckon.
All right, good luck to you. And Westie's going to win today?
They need to lift their work rate if they're going to win this game, I'll tell you.
Okay, David, thanks very much.
Sorry about that. I'm getting excited up here in the commentary box, as you tend to do in matches like this. Another match is being played around town today. It's Central 68, the Eagles 63, back to a 5-point ball game. Still anyone's game at Elizabeth Oval. And at Alberton, Port Adelaide trail by 11 points, the Panthers. So what an upset that would be.
To all the SANFL mothers out there, have a great day this Sunday.
Beautiful girl.
Stay with us till 5 o'clock as the final quarter underway here from Richmond Oval. It's West Adelaide and Sturt. The Double Blues lead by 22 points. But let's remember West Adelaide's last quarter last week against the Eagles, where they really rallied and almost stole a victory. Can they do it again this afternoon? Stay with us live till 5. Your commentators Mark Nailey and Gary Window.
Start of the last quarter, Sturt, the Double Blues lead by 22 points. They've been the best side so far in the first 3 quarters. As David said, West Adelaide lifted in the last week, but didn't get home against the Eagles last week. Can they do it today? Big Marsh has been a revelation since being in the ruck for Westies. Can he get over Big Simon Feast? The start of the last quarter, he doesn't. He thumps the first one away. Westies need to get an early goal. McClucky's played beautifully for the Bloods today. Gets it into the half-forward line. Barrett out there, he looks sore, he's running hard. Oh, he did well, he's kicked it off the ground once, twice. Couldn't do it, but the Sturt side, too good. Get it out and kick it to the half-forward line. Archie, good grab. Running through there, beautiful play. The movement by Richter goes into Burton. That's a good mark. One grab marks, I love them, and he's got it.
Yeah, good grab by Burton. A chance here for the Blues to strike first blood. White was held.
Bannock's got it. He goes in towards the McClucky direction. Oh, well trapped. That's a good skill. Gets a handball over. They try to get it clear. Handball goes wide. They're running wide on the outer side of the ground with McClucky again. Gets it in the forward lines. Bounces awkwardly for all the players out there. Pushing, shoving. Toomich is on there. Can't get it. It goes backwards. Still gets it. Gets it onto the left foot. Not very far, however. Ed Richardson in there with a chance. He can't take it. Well done by Sturt. They get out of there with a kick going into the half-forward line. Heavy work by Lang. He's over it now. He's not a bad player. Onto the right leg. Centres it. But it's all Miles in there. And West Adelaide out of trouble.
Miles feeds off with the handball. Gives it to Toomey. Chips it wide. This is McClucky. They're building from defence. West Adelaide. They've got loose players downfield. Now Barrett towards the half-forward line and the lead of Symes. Wharton after him and harasses him. Good work, Wharton, on that occasion, Mark.
Yeah, some good work there. We see
Rob Lucas.
Mr. Rob Lucas, yes.
All the politicians here today.
That's where your major vote getters will find him. You can find him down here at football.
Notice he's not sitting up next to John
Great leveller.
Olsen, is he? I think we're reading too much into that. Powell slung to the ground by Symes. We've just on 2 minutes into the final term as Paul Jarvis prepares to come on. Still time for West Adelaide to get up in this match if they're good enough. They trail by 22 points. and their best is good enough. Continuary. Kick smothered. McCluckey just inside the line, feeds it back. Barrett, a high ball. Who wants this one? Richardson underneath it, couldn't quite get there. Maloney's done a good job on Ed Richardson today. We're probably not given Seamus Maloney the credit he deserves.
Good comment.
And now West Adelaide through power. Ships it short. Underneath this one, Dempsey couldn't quite get there. Katsaris did very, very well. Geddes has got better as the game has gone on. And Threadgold's done a pretty good job on Adam Richardson, even though Richardson's kicked a couple. Bannock dumps it to ground. He's got Lang, Toomey, Dempsey. Oh, that was a good one. Bannock is just a little slow in the final analysis as he dispatches the ball forward. 2-on-1, David and Goliath. Barrett and Feast. Feast dumped it down. Heaver tried to get through traffic. Powell couldn't. Getting away with it was Geddes, but he's claimed by Godden, and Godden just takes him straight to ground.
Just a couple of three-quarter stats there. Well, we've got a moment. We saw Irvine have 20 possessions up to three-quarter time. Powell 19, Feast 19, and Richter 14. For West Adelaide, Broom has had 21, Heaver 21, Barrett 19, Toomey 18, Parker 16, and McCluckey on a half-back flank with 18.
He's played well. Pack of players there. West Adelaide need a goal. They're going to the northern end in this final quarter. We're only 3 minutes into the final quarter. West Adelaide have got to do something. They seem to need to get a bomb up them. Got to have something because they've been going along with it. They trail Sturt, and they've trailed all day. 8 points at quarter time, 10 at half, and 22 points at three-quarter time. Got to get a goal. It's out wide to Heaver. What can he do? He's got no loose players other than McCluckey, who's trying everything to get the Bloods up. He kicks long. That's into the square. They can't get it there. It's offline and through for a point. West go to 8-9. Sturt on 11-12. And we're 4 minutes into the final quarter.
Well, this game's there for the taking. The Bloods just need to lift their work rate. We heard Paul Patterson say there at three-quarter time, make the comment. That's all they need, just a few players just up there, will just increase that work ethic that they've had today. Just take a bit of a punt, take a bit of a gamble. That's the only way they're going to win this game.
Matthew Powell, recruited by the Crows in '92, played 16 games for the club, now delisted, playing with the Double Blues and enjoying this aspect of his footy as Feast. Well,
Ed Richardson down there.
So Ed's got the free kick. Marsh is trying to take it because Ed's crook.
He's taking the mark here. Richardson, great jump. He's in the front position. He's taken it. First he didn't control it to the ground, but the umpire thought he had it long enough and paid the mark. He may have just caught one in the eyes. He came down, but Richardson hasn't really exploded today. Just see his stats there with 5 kicks. This will be 6 for the afternoon, but he really needs to get in there quickly because he's got some tall timber there.
We saw him with 4 second-half goals last week. Can he do it in this term? He kicked 3 in the last quarter last week for West Adelaide. They'll need him to do that again. Irvin feeds it off to Geddes, a high ball. Barnaby French sets himself the big fella. This is a test. Couldn't bring it down. Archie tries to run away with it, but Tyson Edwards, is it? Parker.
Parker, he's been terrific.
I like Parker. He's dominated the centre-half-back position. I've not seen his colours lowered all year, and he's smooth as silk in the way he just goes about his business.
He's high in their best players today, I tell you. It's a great performance from the centre-half-back. Bounce down the centre. Marsh, what they go? Westies trying to get clear. Sturt lead. Going in there, they battle hard for the ball to kick off the ground. What will a little rough kick do? That's good. Dempsey. Terrific play to Heaver, who's played a good game today. That's a wonderful lead. The man going wide is Adam Richardson. He should kick for goal. He can kick up. He's on the wrong side.
Yeah, the big fella. His hair pushed back. You'd like to meet him in a dark alley. He's looking across. He's giving me a little bit of a nod. I don't know what that means. Might mean, well, bugger you fellas, I'm going for goals.
Well, he can kick him, certainly. He's a beautiful left foot kick. He runs in now. He's only 35 metres out. He's a wonderful kick of the ball. It goes in there close, drags across. The players go up in front, can't get it. They've got a trouble. Robinson's got it. Beautifully gets out of there. They're out of trouble wide through Irvin. They go with a long kick now to the outer side of the ground. Knocked away from Toomey there. He comes back over it. They try to battle for it. There'll be a bounce down outer side of the ground.
Michael Wharton, number 7 for the Double Blues, gets them just that 50 metres forward. He's had a difficult job today, done it pretty well. 21 is Marsh in ruck for West Adelaide, who's fought hard all day, opposed to Barnaby French, the 2 young guns, both on the rookie list, one with Bort and one with the Crows. Geddes gets through traffic. Well, the kick was, he didn't have much of an option, to be fair. Archie over the top of it. Well, he did very well to get through there. Still got away a handball. Parker claims him, put him to ground, which wasn't a bad option. Jarvis forward to McCluckey, forward to Barrett. In turn, Marsh running on. The big fellas just providing an option. They seem to be prepared to handball off to the ruckman. And Continuary off to Irvin. Irvin's been probably Sturt's best player. You've got to give him that. Twit, a high ball. Who wants this one? Burton underneath it. Miles opposed to him. Thumps it to ground towards the boundary line. It's a pretty good thump in the finish. Oh, desperate work. McMahon over the top of the ball. He might even have won himself a free.
I think he has. With Big White, just couldn't quite get down there quickly enough.
Tyson Edwards off the ground. How about that? Michael Taylor's ripped Tyson Edwards off.
No, well, he had a bit of an injury across the other side. It was his lower back or somewhere around by his lower back and his hamstring area.
West Adelaide have got to do something. Miles has got it. Oh, what a shocker! What a shocker kick. No, good comment, Mark.
The way they're playing, there's just no desperation, just no enthusiasm out there at the moment. They're playing with no passion.
Ball's off hands. Dempsey's tried hard, goes onto the right foot. That's not going to go anyone either. They've played well down there, and that's Maloney. So he's been called back. The umpire shouldn't get into that. There's no worries. That was all right, but Maloney, one of the youngsters in the Sturt side, will kick from half back. Tumich off. Making the changes now, Barrett, that was. He's played well, looked tired. The kick goes into the half-forward line, knocked away. And that was Bannock over the back, very high on West's best players, puts it out of play.
He's done pretty well, Gary, today, hasn't he?
He's been terrific.
And in the other matches today, Central's by 11 points over the Eagles at Elizabeth Oval, and South by 15 points, extending their lead over Port Adelaide at Alberton.
We're at the 9-minute mark in the final quarter on ABC Sport, live from the Richmond Oval. Sturt are leading. West Adelaide need to get a hurry on as Parker, one of the best men on the ground at centre back, kicks it into the forward lines. In their big feast, he knows the players there, handballs over his head, probably not the best option. A lot of shepherding going on out there. They battle for the ball. The umpire says he'll have a bounce down.
Interesting call.
Have a look at that.
Have a look. He said he's not too happy with it, but the West Adelaide player really didn't want to attack the football. Thought he had the support around him, held the player back. Now, what sort of decision would you call there? He shepherded the player out. Was he within 5 metres? Suppose he was. But he's virtually holding the Sturt player back from getting the football.
That's when a spectator needs his own personal runner, doesn't it? You can just feel the disappointment in that spectator.
You really need some positive play at the moment. They're just not attacking the football, really. I mean, we know the West Adelaide side for years.
Greg Malor on screen.
On
well, he's we know he went down with a knee injury. He's got the crutches there, and that is bad news for West Adelaide. Their skipper, who was carried off on a stretcher in the first quarter and has taken no further part in the game. So let's hope he's all right, and it's nothing more serious than just a sprain. Marsh feeds it off to Powers. Good work. They're setting up some run now. The centre half backs down at centre half forward, chips it short. That's good movement, and Godden marks about 45 out directly in front.
How important is this kick? Opportunity here for Godden. Coming down from virtually a back pocket to take this kick inside of 50 metres. He's only had those 9 possessions for the afternoon and 3 marks.
He's another one who was on the Adelaide Crows list back in '92. Let's see what he does with this. 35 out directly in front, and he's used it beautifully. Puts it right through the middle for his first goal of the afternoon. And West Adelaide, 9-9-63, trails Sturt 11-12-78. There's only 15 points in it, and 3 goals gets them home.
Always an optimist is Gabe Mackay. Only 15 points, he says, but the way the Bloods are playing, I know we've said this before at the early stage of the last quarter, you couldn't see his side getting up at the moment. They're not playing. That may just give that injection to be able to just lift a little bit, just lift through the middle. That's where they need at the moment. Get the big fella there, big Benny Marsh, get his hand on the ball here, put it down to Heaver. They've got a chance to go forward again.
Well, West Adelaide, they never give up, I tell you. They'll fight it out. We're in the 11-minute mark of the final quarter on ABC Sport. We're live and exclusive with the SNFL from the Richmond Oval. Who'll win this game? Big Marsh has done well in there. I like him. He's a good lad. Gets it away. They run. Handball away. Oh, that was blocked. That was a good movement there. Continuary's got it for Sturt. Goes into attack. Oh, Burton. Great grab.
That could be a match winner.
Great work there. Nathan Irvine, the middle of the ground. As Dave Mackay said before, one of the best players out this afternoon, but just Continuary. Okay. A lovely little kick forward, found Burton.
You're going soft.
Why?
I'm worried about you.
Why?
You're turning into a nice guy.
Oh.
doesn't suit you.
Julia Burton, he's kicked 2 goals today, one in the first, one in the third. This could be a vital one at the 12-minute mark of the final quarter. The Double Blues could be top after the day. Bangs it long. It's number 3. Good goal to Sturt. They've been in front all day. That was a great goal. Sturt 12-12. West 9-9. Oh, I don't think the Bloods are good enough to get there.
Well, see, Irvine, cool as he can, arms out to give that support across the catenary. It's over, it's there, it's home, thank you. He's not the best kicker of the football, is he? A couple of kicks we've seen to Burton today, they really haven't got there. I mean, they've got there.
He just hasn't adjusted to the pace yet, Continuary, but when he does, I think he's going to be explosive. Well, here it is. 3 goals, 1 to Julian Burton. In the other match, we've got, the Eagles by a point. Oh, Gary Window's gone fisticuffs with me in the commentary. Go the Eagles, and the Bulldogs struggling at home at Elizabeth. Feast playing defensively, the big fellow. Long handball forward to Weatherall, and they're building now. Opportunity for Irvine to go forward through half forward. McCluckey picks up the loose ball. What can they build? Tomic. This is Abraham type, the former Norwood player, now in West Adelaide colours. On the left boot, he's a casual type of player. A high floater towards half forward, difficult for the forwards, but Matty Broome is good enough. Oh, Mark Nayley, you didn't like that.
He's having a bit of a yawn there. That's what this game is doing this afternoon.
Yawn, you are insane.
There's plenty in this, yes.
Look, we're 13 and a half minutes gone. West Adelaide get a goal here, and they're still in the action. As Broome goes forward, can we have a big West Adelaide mark? No, it's dumped down. Loose ball falls to Feast. Hasn't he been terrific today? Pushes it out for the run. Dempsey, great courage. That was just something special. Short chip, and Tomic feeds it off. Sets Dempsey up. Where's the lead? It's short. Oh, the kick is a beauty. Not taken by Power. The kick was centimetre perfect, however. And Watkins fights hard for it, keeps it in the area, and Dempsey comes back for another crack at it. He is a terrier.
They look as though they've lifted a bit. They've lifted a bit.
Yeah, they have. I mean, Power's impressed me as well this afternoon. Started very, very well. Chance here to take that under a bit of pressure. Arm on the shoulder, possibly, but he should have maybe have taken that.
Can't kick the little players in the forward line, though. They've got to get the big men there to send half forward to grab those, especially with Feast there. Broome's done well today for the Bloods. He drives to the northern end. Is there a flyer there? No! But here he is, the man of the match. He'll be the man of the match, Barker. That's the centre back. He's looking to try to win this game off his own boot. That's his first goal. That's beautiful reading of the play. Sturt 12-12, West 10-9.
Yeah, young John Parker's been in good form. Broome also had a good afternoon. Top of the square. That's the place you've got to put it. Richardson there with Symes. Parker stayed down. Running back from a half-back flank. Centre half-back. Wasn't going to miss that goal. That's his first for the afternoon. And the Bloods are still in this.
14 and a half minutes gone, final term. 15 points the margin in favour of the Double Blues. Still anyone's game. West Adelaide used their big men on their forward line. They've got Marsh in a pocket. They've got Watkins in a pocket, correction. Marsh in ruck. Heaver claimed, and the umpire says that's a free. Well, Brent did a good job of selling that one, Mark.
Yeah, did very, very well.
Put the price tag on.
Yep.
And look at this, the big ruckman's still running. Well, he is athletic, and what a beautiful kick. A long bomb to his counterpart, and Watkins has got it. Oh, big one. It could turn from here. Marsh to Watkins, and the two big fellows combined.
Big fleet forward. They've had him sitting on the bench for most of the afternoon, that second, and also came back on midway through that third quarter. But Big Marsh just got to get his height for you. He's 194, so he's 6'7". Big mark, big frame, took it. Can he kick the goal, Dave Mackay?
Well, I think Benny Watkins can kick it. I don't think Benny Marsh can.
Oh, he started off. That was a great kick from Marsh.
Well, what about this? This will throw... Oh, those big blokes. Well, now, Gary, we're not going to let Mark Nayley talk about this one.
No, he won't.
Because he'll slaughter him.
He will. He'll kill him forever.
I think that says all. You can see his look in his face and Watkins' eyes. You just could tell that that was a goal that maybe would have just given that extra injection that they needed to bring this game home, and unfortunately he didn't kick it.
16-minute mark of the final quarter on ABC Sport. Can West Adelaide get up? They're getting enough the ball now. They do it a bit late. They've lifted their game. Sturt through Twit have got it the outer side, and they'll clear around the outer side of the ground.
Irvine again.
Irvine, he's played a terrific game now, long. Into the half-forward line. Comes off hand McCluckey. West Adelaide trying hard. They know it's desperation. So Heaver gets a handball away. Power. Back to Heaver. He's out on his feet. Goes with a left foot kick. Looking in there for Richardson. Over the back is Watkins. Good handball to Bruin. He's on his left foot. He's a bit slow getting rid of it. It goes to Dempsey. They're good enough to get out of there through Cat Katsaris, he kicks towards the line defensively, out of play.
Well, take a breath there.
And now
Gary
matches
Window
around town today. Excuse me, Mark. Central by 6 points. They've got back. They've scored a couple of and South by 28 points over Port Adelaide. Well, they might even get home.
Well, I saw South last week down in North London. A young kid called Fitzgerald. Mark him in your book.
Yep.
Already have. Throw in. Can West Adelaide get a goal? They're within their half-forward line. We're in the 17-minute mark of the final quarter on ABC Sport. It's been another ripper. Sturt have been in front all day. West Adelaide are coming back. It's only a 14-point ball game. West are trailing, but it's in their forward lines. They need a couple of quick ones. Bounce down. Powers done well. Gets it away to Dempsey. He's a very smart player. Heaver under pressure. Gets a handball away. They kick away through Toomich. Goes up into the full forward area. They fly high. Broon, what can he do? He's a left foot kick. He's tucked away. He's seen a play there, and Watkins goes towards him. It bounces across the face of goal. The big bloke's just run out of play. What did he do that for?
He's over 6 foot tall. That's why, Gary Window.
Oh, you're going to say before he...
You Rovers, you're a shocker. So Watkins will do the ruck work in the forward line, shoving and pushing Adam Richardson, but Watkins it was who does the roving. Jarrett Twitt claims him. Continuary goes burrowing in after the ball, and Power dives in over the top of him. It's desperation stakes, and it's interesting, Gary, that it's now that West Adelaide are playing with some emotion.
They've left it, but they've left it too late again. I saw them do it last week against the Eagles.
Yeah, maybe we should start the fourth quarter and the first quarter for this week, next week.
Slow starters, West Adelaide. Let's see if they can bring this one home. 14 points the difference, and West Adelaide have the ball in their forward line. Symes dumps it down. Great work, Maloney. He's been very solid today on Ed Richardson. Shut Richardson right out of the game. McCluckey soared but couldn't complete it. Archie goes to ground, feeds it forward. Tomic over the top. Now they're working harder. There's some emotion in this game. It's up for grabs and the players are firing up. Continuary feeds it wider still. Katsaris still running. He's been quite impressive. A long bomb towards Burton at full court. Who wants it? Burton high over the top. Couldn't bring it down. White claim. Play on, said the umpire. As McMahon goes after it, it's Bannock feeding it off to Miles, and West Adelaide relieve the pressure through McCluckey.
McCluckey, they've got players out there running. It goes towards Power. He's looked all right today. Young Mark Power's got it out there. The Sunbury recruit's got it. Can West Adelaide get another goal? It's a lousy kick. Feast didn't do the right thing there. It allows them through Toomich. He goes wide. Broon's a trier for them. He can't get it. They're out there with Geddes doing well, and they're out of trouble again. The Double Blues in the centre to Twitt. Twitt now goes long. Sturt looking for a mark down there. Big White over the back. Can't get it. French does well. A handball away to Archie. Could be this the one. Archie's long looking for Burton from behind. He's grabbed it. Great hands. Good mark.
That's the game.
Burton from behind, punned himself, but he could grab it. Great kick coming through the middle. There's plenty of work down there. Well, I've just been given a stat, fellas, from our statistician, Ian Mogridge. West Adelaide have had nearly 300 possessions compared to Sturt's 255.
Joking. And that's the way the game's gone. Sturt getting better use out of their possessions. Burton now has kicked 3 goals today. One the first, one in the third, and one in this final quarter. This could be the sealer as we're at the 20-minute mark of the final quarter. The Double Blues could go top after this. They whack it through. They've done it. That's his 4th goal. Great effort. And they go on their merry way. Good performance. 13-12 to West 10-10.
This is great character shown by the Double Blues. They've got a few players out today. We think of Brody Atkinson going down in the first quarter. They've also got Ferguson, who's a renowned forward goal kicker. Benny Judd playing back in the reserves. Nicholas Laidlaw, also Big Barry Stanfield, and Mark Patura still out of the game. I mean, get those players back in this side, fellas, and this is the grand final team.
Well, early prediction from Mark Nailey, but
bit early yet.
I take your point. They're good enough. 20 points clear of West Adelaide, who have looked at times this season terrific. Benny Marsh, a big thump forward, did well, the big man. Now a loose ball, and it's a ball in dispute, and that's a good contest by both players. Weatherall and Toomey, dead heat on that occasion. Jarvis and Tyson Edwards in the bunker for West Adelaide. Feast, who has been outstanding today for the Double Blues. Now it's Brent Heaver, needs support, gets it from Parker, best man for West Adelaide. And Matty Broon, who's been high amongst their best players as well today, finding plenty of the ball. This is possession 26 for him. A left footer. He goes towards Symes. Couldn't get under the mark. Tomic skirts the pack. Claim goes to ground. Gives up the ball. and the umpire said he was held after he disposed of it. Abraham Termich will take the free. 55 out, squares it up. Heaver's 60 out, but he's straight in front of goal. Now they need a lead. Where's Richardson? Where's Watkins? Where's Marsh? Well, the big fellow just stood there, and he's capable of kicking this. He'll kick from 55, and as we've seen, Mark Naylor, he's a prodigious kick.
Prodigious kick of the football. He's going to kick from around about 55 metres, maybe a little bit beyond him in these sort of conditions.
20 points the difference, boys. He has to kick it. Not much time left.
He can make the distance. Accuracy will be the calling card here as he winds up the big fellow. It's going to drop just short. Watkins is there. Two-handed attempt. Keeps the ball in front of him. Did pretty well. Godden skirts around. Squares it up. Who's underneath this one? Big fly. Oh, Adam Richardson. He swallowed that, the big fellow.
He had to sit. But a little Weatherall, all of 4'4". Richardson, the talent with the tattoo, leading goal kicker in the competition at the moment, will line up for his third for the afternoon.
Has 17 goals, 10 for the season. Missed the last 2 games with injury. This is an important kick. We're 23 minutes in, but you just worry about whether it's all too late. He gets it. 3 on the board to Richardson, and it's 76 plays 19. We're back to a 14-point ball game.
There's still around about 8 minutes to go in this game. Possibly a little bit under that. 7 minutes. Godden, good kick around his shoulder.
It'd be 3 or 4.
Excuse me, Phils. I'm trying to give a comment here. I need butting in all the time. Richardson over Weatherall. Good mark, but what do you expect? I mean, he's 6'3", and he should be able to take a mark over a 4'4" player.
Let's go to one update around the ground. Which one that? It's the Eagles by 8 points. Oh, how did Elizabeth too? Here at Sturt, 13-12, leading West 11-10. 23-minute mark in the final quarter on ABC Sport. Can Westies get another one? They don't deserve. They've battled all day. They left it too late to come back. I think they've done it again today. They did it against the Eagles last week, left it too long. I think they've done it today as the 24th minute ticks over in the final quarter.
Really has been a battle this afternoon. Plenty of pressure put on by both sides. Skill level started so well, really has dropped off, but this last quarter, chance for West Adelaide to win this. Got it forward again.
Oh, that was good play, but take it by Power was beautiful. Gets a handball to Irvin, one of the best players on the ground. He's done beautifully out there. Goes onto the centre wing position. High kick into the full centre half forward area. White there, up high from behind, can't get it. McClucky's tried hard. He goes over it. Sturt get out through French. Over to Twitt. He gets away. A sharp little kick goes in towards Burton. He can't take that. That'll allow the players down there, Miles, to get away, but he's made it blue. This allows Sturt in. It's Burton, stabs towards goal. That's the sealer. Oh, what a goal for Big Burton. That's his 5th, 3 in this last quarter. That sealed it. Great play, Sturt.
And you reckon he wasn't happy. His 5th goal for the afternoon, the 3rd in this quarter. Kicked one in the first, one in the third. But what a mistake was made. What a mistake. Watch this. Burton overruns it, didn't bend his back far enough, couldn't quite pick it up. Oh, I'm not even going to call that. Not going to do it. Dion Miles, you don't want to see the replay of that.
Yeah, it's just something, Mark, you don't want to see it all, isn't it?
Burton did it well, got to his boot quickly. You reckon he was happy. Watch this, watch this. We're going to see it. No, we're not. Yes, we are. Yes. Thank you for that.
So back in the middle, West Adelaide trail by 20 points. The Double Blues have done everything right this afternoon. Duck your head. No. Free kick, said the umpire. Fair enough for that one too. And the siren's gone. It's all over here at Richmond Oval. A 20-point victory to the Double Blue players. And don't they love it, Mark Naylor? They've certainly earned their spurs.
Really have, David Mackay. You're considering the amount of players they've got out at the moment. They lost Brody Atkinson so early in that first quarter.
As we go down to the boundary line with big Michael Parsons.
And with me, very happy coach of the Sturt Football Club, Phil. Well done.
Yeah, it was a good effort. I don't think we haven't played particularly well here at Richmond before, and we won each quarter today, and it was a really must game. We've won 4, had a bit of a downer last week, but through the week the enthusiasm was back there, and it was a pretty good contest today.
Any particular performances out there that you thought had particular merit today?
Well, you saw that last effort of Burton's. I thought he was particularly good all day. And Nathan Irvin on the wing was quite sensational as well.
And the little fella coming down from Bordertown, Cataleri.
Mervyn Carton, continuing, that's it. Mervyn continued. Yeah, he's played pretty well. I'm pretty impressed with that mark he took behind. It wasn't a bad one, but No, it was just a good result, good day.
And other results around town could put you on top of the ladder, so get a smile on your face.
Well, if you keep in there, you never know what might happen.
All right, Coach, thanks very much.
Great work, Phil Carman, as we go to the final scoreboard. 11-10-76. Sturt 14 goals, 12. They kicked 3 goals straight in the final term, while West Adelaide could only manage 3 goals too and couldn't make up the leeway.
That's terrific. There's the goal kickers in this big game here today. For West Adelaide and Richmond end up at 3. Symes 2, 1 each to Broome, Heber and Power. For the Double Blues, have a look at Burton. He ended up in that last half. Burton 5, Lang a couple of beauties. Twit and White also 2. Cartneary 1.
Well, there it is, fellas. That was Tell the Story. 44 more possessions. West Adelaide still went down. There's something wrong where it's been indirect with the play, but you just see there kicks West Adelaide's favour, marks West Adelaide's favour, handballs by West Adelaide's favour, frees West Adelaide's favour, and hit-outs pretty even.
Well, the scoreboard favoured Sturt by 20 points. In the other matches last night, Norwood and North, a 25-point victory in an action-packed game at Norwood Oval. The Eagles got up today over Central District, and look at that. South Adelaide have defeated Port Adelaide at Alberton, the second time in 2 weeks that Port Adelaide have gone down. Last night it was Fremantle and Hawthorn, a big clash, and the Hawks got up at the Wacker over Fremantle. That was a bit of a shock, and Sydney at the MCG over Collingwood were big victors. Today, Port Adelaide defeated Carlton, a big victory to Port Adelaide. The Navy Blues are in real trouble. The Brisbane Lions defeated last year's grand final team St Kilda, and tonight it is Essendon and Geelong. Tomorrow it's Adelaide and West Coast, 1:40 at Football Park, Richmond and Melbourne at the MCG, Western Bulldogs and North Melbourne, a absolute blockbuster at Optus Oval. Next week in the SANFL, it's South and the Eagles, North and West at Prospect Oval, and our game of the day, Central and Norwood Elizabeth Oval. And given the results today, a big important game for Central District. Glenelg, Sturt and Port Adelaide, thankfully after 2 losses at home, get to take the bye.
That's amazing.
Well, what about that, Gary?
What about footy?
Upsets. It's good for footy though, isn't it?
It certainly is, and I tell you what...
When does that happen? Port Adelaide 2 losses at home. I'd need to go back and check the record books to see when that's happened.
It never happened, and Sturt should be on top of the ladder tonight. That's a brilliant performance by them. No doubt, but look at Ian Mogridge. He gives you the willies. Sturt are on top again.
We go next week, of course, to Elizabeth Oval, Central District and Norwood. Ooh. Well, I like that. I like the sound of that game. And the Bulldogs losing 1 at home. They don't... What have they lost? 2 in 2 years?
Yeah, 2 in 2 years at home. They should win out there, but I tell you what, some great games coming up in the SANFL. Stay with us. We'll bring them all to you.
And don't forget, if you want a football video, $34.95 at all the ABC shops, the SANFL match of the day. I think today's match will be a beauty. I think a lot of people will be buying next week's as well. It's thanks to Gary Window. You're back in a few weeks, Gary. Thanks for your last 4 weeks. Thanks to Michael Parsons. Thanks to Mark Nailey. Thanks very much. We'll see you next week. Elizabeth Oval, 2 o'clock. Thanks for your company. Bye for now.